All right, sorry for the wait there, but we are back for the Faction Wars Grand Finals. I know many of you saw that little timer swap and like, okay, who's running this clown fiesta? What like why did the 10-minute counter, count down to another 10-minute counter? But some of the players weren't ready. We needed a little bit of time to get them here, and it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do in that case? But so today is going to be the best of 7. Let me see if I can swap over real quick and can show you the results from yesterday. I hope this is visible on the stream, but you can see that yesterday we had the semifinals, which frankly there was a lot of 2-0s, like actually really just kind of dominant play all around. Or sorry, the quarterfinals. Sorry, and into the semifinals where we saw kind of a similar thing between like TM versus Delete Legion, kind of just TM looking as clean as they normally do, kind of just crushing everything in front of them, and then we saw a pretty back and forth like close match between Burger Mongers and Actions for Bloatier, which Actions for Bloatier barely scraped out a nice little win, a nice little 3-2 win, to now go up against TM in the finals. And they are actually ready for picks and bans. Finally, I say, as we are 10 minutes late. Yeah, who's counting, really? Who's counting? But I'm going to swap over to the picks and bans. And let me get going. Okay, so, first ban from TM is Moonshine Run. Then Bloatier banning from APB. Serene
Caldera.
Yeah, Serene Caldera. Nobody's playing this map. This map is just not like... has it been played a single time this tournament?
It has been played. I've seen 2 or 3 games on it, but definitely not very popular. It's a water map, Most players somewhat allergic to it, and it's got a lot of water.
Speaking of a lot of water, okay, that's second pick there. Carrot Mountains was their first pick, but second pick, Supreme Straight. I refuse to call it. I refuse to call it the new name. No, I refuse.
You missed the first pick. The big barrier.
Wait, is it big? Oh, it is. Oh my God, no, this is all wrong. Oh my God. Very Reef into. Okay, hold on. Into Carrot, and then it's Supreme. Look, this is what. Speaking of, got Hellsound here. Okay, he's with me today. All right, no.
Hello, yes. Disembodied voice that's talking to us.
Well, now we're waiting. I think for APB's pick. Yeah, APB's pick.
Yeah.
And
only picks left, so that's the good news. We will be seeing everything.
Potentially.
Flaps being the pick.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, potentially we got a lot of games here today. Frankly, I'm just gonna say it. Should APB make TM work for it? Okay. Should APB make TM work for it?
Look, I am here for the upset. TM is
hyped.
looking a little bit dominant. They have Chisato sitting in their back pocket as well.
That is true. Having a back pocket Chisato is a sentence and a kind of a scary one, to be honest. Definitely something you want to have. Hells and I having experienced that. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice having a Chisato.
Yeah. It's definitely at the top of the tournament pecking order.
Pick Erebus.
Erebus. That's I mean, to be fair, we're surprised at this. We're only picking the remaining maps at this.
Well, yeah, but I've also Erebus was not played a lot throughout the tournament from what I saw anyway. And it seemed
it's definitely probably the least played.
Well, considering how much it was played basically in every other tournament before, like it's been Sigma Series staple, it's been an Omega Series staple. It's just like one of the most tournament maps at this point. I don't know why or how that happened, but it happened.
It's a water map that's dynamic.
Yeah, and TM has to have so much experience with this map. Actually, frankly, everybody in this lobby has to have so much experience with this map and how it plays in tournaments that maybe TM's got this a little cooked. Maybe they've got something that they like for this that they've been saving until an important moment to whip it out.
I mean, we've finally seen teams pulling out the torpedo gunship play as well on Barrier Reef.
Wait,
So I think we might start seeing more.
Wait, did I miss a pick?
More. They picked Rosetta as the
it's
last pick, and then whatever's left
right.
over one is
Rosetta and the Proving Grounds?
whatever's left. Yes, that would make sense.
Okay, so that's our picks. And again, now that, you know, the players are here, they're actually moving quite quick, so we're going to swap over.
Hopefully we get to Proving Grounds. Highly unlikely, but it would be a great
I have complete confidence.
putting way to end the tournament.
I have complete confidence in these wonderful players to get us all the way to a Game 7. Well, we saw...
Not for a reverse sweep. That's
a
all we
reverse
need.
sweep,
Give
yeah.
a full reverse sweep.
Maybe, it could happen. We saw yesterday TM with their Legion build on this map looking incredibly dominant. Like, actually, like, such a clean, well thought out build. How are you feeling about? I don't know. Did you see APB's build yesterday on this map? Because it looks like they're doing, I think, the same thing.
Did, yes, and they definitely have a plan, and it's a similar plan to how I believe TM is going to play this. But so Meow is in an unusual starting location, and when I went back and watched the round of 8 and did a review of all of the games, I noticed that APB definitely has an odd map setup almost. This is unusual locations for the players. Like, would you agree?
Yeah, I think we've seen the TM starts a little bit more regularly. Like, having this person in Sashkorn's spot, they have a little, I feel like, a little cleaner expansion to the land mexes. And can like the Sash usually, from what I've seen in the last game, just kind of walked his AFK, his comm, through grabbing all the mexes into making titles. And just microed units from Otto's lab. Like, he didn't really do anything else. Didn't really make an air lab. He was just a mex taker and then microing units, which makes sense, right? Like,
yeah. So Meow is going to be doing a similar job, except he's actually going to he'll start out as the battery, but he builds a bot lab and makes cons to go grab the mexes, and then he's going to take right after 2 cons are out, he'll eat this lab and walk to Bloder's lab and give him his con and just assist the lab with build power. And so it gives them a pretty large unit pressure lead, but they're on one lab for quite a long time. But I believe that's kind of similar to how TM plays this. They sit on one lab for
super long time. I don't think
a long time.
Like, we saw eventually Spody and Sash swap to forward labs, basically on the opponent's side of the map. But that was way late in the game.
But we can see the queue already from Meow is set up to do that.
Yeah, so how do you feel about these Hippocampus? They seem to have totally taken over basically every build on specifically this map, I think, since this is the only like pure C map we actually see. Players aren't seeming to favor either ARM or Cortex in this C role when, you know,
I think they tend to do pretty well into supporters, which really isn't that much of a surprise. Supporters kind of underwhelming from my general experience. I feel like Dolphin trades fine into them. It's just you tend to have more Hippocampus than Dolphins, and that's where the issue comes in. And if you ever get that impulse,
that impulse, man, is crazy. I like that. If the Dolphin turns at all, it gets impulsed and loses all speed. Seems like such a brutal trade, but
yeah.
Well, we are going to see as the Hippocampus from Bloater are getting across the map now, and they're going to start maybe looking for some value here against TM.
Are going to possibly encounter one con out here building, but all of the units for TM are in position to defend this.
Yeah, I see a very early radar actually from Autopilot, giving very good vision of this entire mid part of the map. Giving TM
needs
plenty
to be
of time
careful,
to react.
I think defensively on the retreat, Hippocampus are very good due to the impulse. So they get a pretty strong defender's advantage in their favor.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times in bar, most things have like good retreating advantage, but when you start adding things like impulse into the metric, ooh, actually, Spodey might catch a con here.
Yeah, this would be really bad. Raxel needs to be very careful. If he loses, we already have a lot of units coming over to support this, but this con is caught out.
I think the con is very lucky. Down. The Hippocampus does not do a whole lot of damage. That is taking forever to kill it.
Still going to go down though, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely. And another one of the Hippocampus went down trying to come and support it. So that's a pretty big catch and not a casualty that they can really afford to have taken. That's a dead Hippocampus, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, wow, the retreating Hippocampus totally out. That was just not even close. Completely out trading there.
You do see a leak through, yeah.
Ooh, Raxel.
Doesn't seem to have taken...
Oh, he tried to get... He stuck in the crack, but he couldn't make it.
Oh, so many almost dead titles there. Definitely going to be a bit of a sad result for APB. Fights breaking out all over the map. Medal per second, very balanced at the moment. Army values actually in APB's favor ever so slightly, and more Hippocampus are showing up. We see a lot of Hippocampus from TM are actually on the other side of the map, but they do have a lot of Hippocampus just kind of knocking on their front door.
Looks like they might have a little bit of a run by here. Bloater
and another con's getting caught here as well. Hippocampus absolutely taking them apart, but all over the map we have Hippocampus running into each other.
Two cons already going down, although maybe finally a return damage might get done here for APB. They might be able to catch a con out here.
Yeah, Meow needs to see this in micro. The units are here to support, but they won't be able to save the con in time. Honestly, actually, with this, Meow can win this trade. So he has 3 there. I didn't even see the third one show up.
Yeah, luckily for that con, they had built a lot of the mexes, and then really isn't a lot of raid potential outside of just killing the con, but it does slow down the expansion on that side of the map pretty substantially.
So we have a running battle here. To the north, we actually have a very forward torpedo position set up by Spodey, but Raxel are also sneaking units through. And we actually have the Dolphins out now. Dolphins higher damage, a little bit faster, I believe.
Oh my god, until they get hit by that.
Impulse on the, yeah.
Ooh, not microing
that's the con going to go down.
Still gonna get it, okay.
We can see at short range the Dolphins delete the Hippocampus, but the problem is on the retreat the Hippocampus just trades so well. But Dolphins breaking into the base, focusing down. Actually, some of the Hippocampus getting stuck on the titles, but the focus switching. Two titles, not bad, not bad.
Honestly, a lot of aggression here from APV. A lot of signs of the life. Hells, maybe we discounted them a little too early here. They're definitely in TM's face and not giving them an easy fight here at all.
And you have to make the game chaotic and complicated. Ooh, big catch here, actually. These Hippocampus catching out a number of Sashkarin's Hippocampus. We have Argonauts out now.
There's an overcharged mechs right there. They just ran, like, not... Why oh, I'm very confused. There's an overcharged mechs there, but not in their base? They built it forward. That's super confusing to me. I really wonder why that happened, but big fight happening.
We have some subs coming out. The Elisaurs should be popping up the Hippocampus, but honestly, the Hippocampus seem to do really well into the Elisaurs.
Yeah, they seem to trade quite well into this. Although realistically, once the Elisaur count gets up, this is going to get even worse for these Hippocampus. But
yeah, there we see a bit more usual trading. To be fair, Elisaur's kind of the weakest of the bunch of the frigates. Riptide's definitely scarier, and Argonauts.
Another
pretty
con.
Strong, but a con going though goes down in the end. We have some subs heading out, and actually, if we look to the south, another run-in's happening, catching out a con possibly, but none of these mexes are taken for TM. APB definitely putting the pressure, not letting them just stabilize and get this macro out. And army value, kind of concerning.
Yeah, APB is definitely coming out ahead on the army value here, and really, I think it's a huge deal, like you're saying, that TM has not taken these southern X's.
Yeah,
really going
and
to pay off for them.
Subs are now getting into their back line. We have the Hippocampus finding once again more and more cons, but there's a tidal here. Oh, tidal.
Did that torpedo launcher just team kill that con?
I think so, because that con died from a lot of HP to very dead.
Okay, weird. Not something you see very often.
I've not seen it, yeah. We do see actually a sub. I think a eel is in the back line as well to the north. And is busy chipping away at mexes.
Kind of good.
Cody trying to get the torpedo launcher up.
Ooh,
actually, TM looks like they're in trouble. If we look at the center of the map, the Argonauts are breaking through. These are overcharged metal extractors dying. That's 250... of course.
Yeah, you said it out loud. You said it out loud, and just barely the overcharge.
Okay, they're going back. They're going back.
Are they? I don't know. Should you say that? Okay, it looks like they are gonna maybe accidentally
kill it. But these Argonauts get caught out here by the Hippocampus and more Argonauts. Okay, maybe an overcommitment.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that they're trading too poorly there. That's actually looking kind of okay for TM. Maybe an overcommitment by Biao.
I think on the retreat though, these Argonauts are even stronger. From what Sash was telling me, is like Argonauts are really good if they're running away. But Spodie's in trouble. Raxel's pushing through on the other side. Com is holding the line,
yes,
but...
Spodie knows the tech of just cloak and don't move. All of a sudden you're immortal until somebody has anything that can be underwater. He's definitely threatening the comm bomb here. It's making it very awkward for APB to actually push through this choke.
Well, a very even game at the moment still.
Yeah, I mean, metal produced is literally dead even. It's just a very, very slight army value lead for APB, but even that's almost nothing.
Yeah, TM has definitely clawed back the army value, and now they are getting into somewhat of the back line and not responded to quickly by Raxel. Raxel focusing on the front. Does look like he's taking more good trades though, but...
These Argonauts are trading
pretty
retreat, well, I feel like.
On the retreat, they just do not go down.
Looking very strong in that fight. It does look like there's these little raiding Argonauts being sent out by TM, really going to threaten a lot of these mexes. Oh, Raxel.
Oh, and Raxel's base in a bit of trouble. His commander, fortunately, there as another Elisol shows up, but yeah, just running Argonaut fights. That's definitely favoring Meowcat Meow having the massive outnumber here. Is going to dive in.
I feel like it's an overcommitment still again. Like all this metal is being dropped on TM's side of the map, right? Like
he has to back up. He gets the overcharged mechs at least, and they are grabbing a lot of the metal from the center. But ooh, now this looks like a big overcommit, getting crunched between both Argonaut fleets.
Forward conturret's being put down by Sash Horn to actually give himself that good mobile repair. Oh, a destroyer finally coming out. Somebody building something, not a Argonaut. I see torpedo bombers as well. And I think Lodier is doing the tech hells. It's time. They're doing it.
I in my replay review, Meow was in my chat, and I told him how you do the strat properly of landing underwater when you see fighters. Oh. And we are seeing them breaking out the dark arts from many Omega series ago.
Yeah, like a whole year and a half ago, this was figured out as being actually totally overpowered. And now it's being done. Mex is dying all over the map. Khan's going down, and the moment you worry about fighters, you just land. Like you have nothing to worry about.
And they didn't know that part of the tech. That part of the tech had been forgotten. So now they know. We'll see if he uses it. Lodier in control. Meow not currently using it, but so many mexes going down, and these are big overcharged mexes.
Oh, that overkill.
It's pricey.
That's brutal. TM is now in a window where they desperately need to get some value, as they just had their economy ripped out from underneath them.
Yeah, and more mexes are going down. The south is entirely open. Like, there are no mexes in the south.
That being said, Raxel seems to have totally lost this fight, and Spodie is getting all of the reclaim.
Yeah, these ships do not seem to be competing very well against the Argonauts.
Oh god, at all. This is looking brutal.
He's trading pretty decently on the exit here, but he definitely needs more. I think we see Lodier moving units up to assist him. Spodie getting all of this reclaim, though, is seriously bad for ABB.
I think that's kind of keeping TM in this. They just lost so many mexes, but they're getting a nice, like, 4,000 metal donation here. I really don't think APB can allow this to happen.
Yeah. They need to reroute. Like, we see all of the units out of Bloater's base are routing up now towards Raxel. And they do, fortunately for them, still have subs, and Meow is keeping them busy in the middle. The Syracusia sitting at max range, being an absolute menace.
I'm really surprised we have not seen more of this destroyer in these fights, as this the Legion destroyer is so strong in my. It's like the drones giving you vision, the lasers so high range. Even if you do have fall off, it seems very powerful.
And it hasn't got the problem of other destroyers. It will always hit.
Yeah,
that's the big advantage. It does not miss.
Oh, Spodey once again cloaking and just baiting this fight in. And really still hard out trading Raxel.
Yeah, Raxel having a bit of a tough time, but possibly overcommitted forward here. The Elisor's happy to take this trade at short range. See a number of Argonauts going super low. Syracusia does arrive now from Sashkoran.
Oh.
Big fight breaking out as well in the center. Looks like Meow got overconfident and caught out of position. TM just breaking through, their own Syracusia giving them more pressure.
Yeah, kind of.
The fight is brawled all over this map. There are just two massive fights going on simultaneously.
TM absolutely hard winning a lot of these trades, although maybe a slight overcommitment from Sashkoran as all of TM's reinforcements are going into the Spodey fight. Maybe an overcommitment here.
The problem is that Sashkoran has no units on his way, but the Syracusias are now trading extremely well. And the big problem is also that Spodey is getting most of this reclaim. His subs are dead now, though, no longer in the fight, but Raxel's fleet is kind of looking like it's no longer in the fight.
Yeah, I'm not certain Raxel has a fleet, to be honest, as this is just, it looks like he's just door dashing metal to Spodey's front door as every single boat that shows up gets instantly volleyed down.
And we do actually see that all of these mexes, they took everything out, but APB, no overcharged mexes as far as I can see set up. And TM is now up to a 13,000 metal produced advantage after losing half of their mexes.
Yeah, I mean, that fight in the north, APB got so much value off of 3 torpedo bombers, but just hard lost both sea fights and just gave so much metal to TM. It kind of offset everything that they lost.
It feels like the arm frigates were just not capable of keeping up, and yeah, Spodey just really punching through with these Argonauts. Yeah, and a single lab paying off massively. We have the comm bomb coming in.
Commander,
desperate measure doesn't get a loss.
Scratch the pain of those Argonauts in that destroyer. I'm really looking around for signs of life somewhere, but yeah, I think APB knows.
Life is
and calls it.
Ground up. Army value was up to nearly a 200% advantage. They came out with a good idea. They definitely kept TM on the back foot, but damn, it wasn't nearly enough.
Honestly, I think you called it out. The overcharged mexes here, actually, they're just everywhere. Like this, these overcharged mexes gave TM so much life, as they maybe they lost half their mexes, but they're all like they just had more
all the
value.
mexes are twice as good.
Like it's crazy.
And I think especially once that fight between Raxel and Spodey started going against APB, then the game was kind of just falling out of their hands. They were keeping it really even, killing all the mexes, denying so much area, but once they got the injection of that 4,000 plus metal field, it was gone.
And the metal field just kept going, too. Like, it just kept going and going and
It kept getting worse.
Like,
it's a compounding problem of just, you need to contest the metal field, but you're contesting it and adding to the metal field.
Yeah, totally brutal. Well, we'll have to see if you know, APB can get this back. I believe Carrot was APB's pick, right? Reef
Should
was
be.
TM's, I think. Okay, I gotta go look. It was. Okay, so this is probably, you know, maybe APB feeling a little more confident in this one.
You say that, but we saw the semi-finals on this map of Burger Muggers versus APB, and they got caught out by a very nasty set of plays. So perhaps they have a plan. Perhaps they've used the strategy.
I think we see
Who knows?
TM's strategy as their strategy is, let's get Chisato in here. And well, you know, it's looking a little rough.
Makes sense. Man is a macro beast. I have 3 macro beasts on the macro map.
Yeah, 3 macro gods on a map where, you know what, you kind of got a macro. It's kind of important. Although, admittedly, you know, a lot of people, like, the way co-op tournaments work is there's a lot of your macros getting centralized, which it seems like most of the time that's autopilot, right? Being the main macro like center point of his team.
Generally, yeah.
And I think, if I remember right, when we watched TM on this yesterday, it was actually Chisato and Sash barely expanding, and Otto just taking almost every mex, like just expanding with, I believe it was Arm instead of Legion, I believe. But you know, who knows? Who can trust memory? You know, who can trust that?
It'll be interesting to see how the teams choose to play this, because it's such a large map. You can do a variety of, shall we say, hidden plays, where you deceive your opponent into thinking you're attacking, but you're going all in on something. Or you go for bombers. Yeah, exactly. The Akuma play that caught APB actually on this map was honestly a really, really smart set of plays. Just a well-timed bombing run to counter the T2 into a mass T1 assault.
It was well played. It was
worked
smart.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good, a very, very creative play. All right,
So it'll be interesting to see if we see them pull that out.
I think a lot more players need to respect the idea of, okay, what if they just make 20 bombers? You know, like you kind of just need to think about that, because Akumar kind of showed that that bomber timing it hits at a timing that if you're not prepared for it, you will just kind of die. Especially with the well played follow up with the was it, I think, a blitz all in afterwards.
Yeah, blitz.
Yeah. Pretty good. Well,
perhaps APB takes the leaf out of that book and tries to run it back against TM, but TM has seen it, so who knows?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, even if you see it, you kind of, with how big the map is, it feels super hard to predict when it's actually happening.
Yeah.
As you very easily could get caught out. Like it's kind of hard to scout. I mean technically you could, but again, it's just super hard to tell when this bombing run is coming on a map this size in a 3v3.
You have pretty mirrored spawn choices here. Kind of identically mirrored.
Gosh. Yep, it does look like that. I just noticed something. Oh, man.
Something.
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
that something was, but...
Look, I can fix
everything
that,
is
potentially.
okay.
Look, oh, man. We're fine. Look, anyway. Yeah, looks like we're going to see a pretty similar build.
Yeah, they're matched, I think, kind of directly, right? It's ARM versus ARM, Core versus Cortex,
Yeah,
and
actually.
Legion versus Legion.
Wait, it is
so
actually
perfectly matched.
It's a perfect mirror. That's so strange, actually. I mean, I guess they did this. They're just doing the exact same build. I'm being blamed for things now. Can you believe this, Hells? I'm being blamed for things.
I wasn't looking at...
Look,
What
like
are you being blamed for?
look, I just gotta
I
find a
haven't
nice
read
little
anything.
row. I can fix it. I can fix it. But yeah, we're seeing the same build. It looks like auto going very con heavy. 6 cons. Yeah, 6 cons is for any rovers. And again, that makes sense on a map like this. It takes
Yeah.
4 hours to get a unit across the map.
Blodia up to 4 cons though, but he's now switching to rovers to get some map presence and pressure. We do see labs already out now for Yanami and Sashkorin. And labs also now out. The teams are kind of just perfectly mirroring each other. If we look at the metal per second, energy per second, very similar. Slight advantage for TM due to just grabbing closer mexes.
Yeah. Honestly, if you already look at it, there's already a slight metal produced lead.
Yeah, that's 300 metal at the moment. It's not a lot, but
it's growing, man.
to be
300
fair,
metal, 2 minutes is kind of like, huh?
Has Autopilot possibly gone a little bit too greedier? We see the rovers arriving at his base. He's went up to 8 cons.
Yeah, it was,
no, 7 cons.
That was some greed for sure, but he should have plenty of time to react, right? Like the size of this map.
Probably, but doesn't this mean that they can get in and take out some mexes? It looks like one mex might go down.
Well, I'm actually kind of surprised. Maybe we're not seeing Auto share some of these rovers and actually spread the APM load here. As he's kind of microing against 2 separate players, both very, very high APM 1v1 players.
Yeah. And we see, like, all over the map, actually, these early rovers sneaking in. Even in Sashkorin's base at the moment, there's a rover doing things. But they're looking for mex harassment, denying the mexes. And Blodia gets a big pickup there. He's 2 rovers beating the rovers of Autopilot as more rovers start showing up. Not quite getting his micro in.
Oh, and it hugs the mex. I mean, but all things considered, definitely worth. 100% worth.
Yeah. This delays this expansion completely. APM is distracted, and there's just more units sprinting across the field.
Yeah, Bloater kind of, I think, getting really good trades into auto here with these rovers. Although Gunna has to be I think, kind of careful going uphill into more rovers. Might be a little dicey there, but yeah, getting real value against Autopilot, and somehow, despite all that, still kind of all the metrics looking very TM favored at this point.
TM pulling the classic TM, to be fair, but they're not like, it's not a crazy insurmountable lead. It's not like we've seen the 2,000 metal difference at 4.5 minutes. This LLT actually shutting down this raid really hard.
Yeah, a lot of rovers dying there.
And yeah, that actually moves. Now they've kind of dealt with all of the threats on their side of the map, and we might see this moving back across the map towards APB, who will need to make a plan as well. But pretty good expansion from both sides.
Pretty big, like, army value, a little advantage at the moment, right, for TM. Now that they've defended against the raids and a lot of APB's units have been spent. Kind of like you're saying, that this is kind of in a moment where they are going to need to be able to defend their own. Oh, this E-stall from Auto actually looks like he just has enough. But seeing his mex is turning off is definitely not what you want to see.
Yeah. And metal produced 1% differences, at most a few hundred at this moment. So, not a major gap between the two teams. Map state, though, I would say, with the army moving across as it is, we see a pretty large group of goblins moving towards Blodia from Yanami, as well as this counter-incursion by Sashkorin, hitting a nasty little timing before the defenses arrive, before the units are there.
That's a con going down.
Yeah, the con should go down. The blitzes try, the incisors trying, but they're not grouped up, they're not defending fully. Con goes down, Mex goes down, and the rover slips through.
That is actually so brutal. One rover getting through. Goblins trying to kill this LLT, but they are not built for that.
Yeah, goblins kinda like a tick. A tick that looks more intimidating than a tick.
Yeah, very intimidating looking tick.
A surprising statement to make, because ticks are definitely nightmare fuel. But Overall, still nothing crazy for either team. Honestly, the con kill is maybe the biggest thing that's happened so far, but Metal produced nothing in it. Both teams dead even.
Yeah, really even game so far. Even with all that's happened, you know, there's been losses on both sides. You know, peace in our time right here, but...
Yeah, these two just looking at each other. Don't do anything silly and I won't. Autopilot getting a bit of a nice D-gun there. We do see the Blitz Sprinters have turned on for both teams, just a actual waterfall of bullets out of Bloatier's base at the moment.
2 lab blitz from Bloatier, really gonna dump his entire team's metal into this and maybe try and hit at a timing that TM just isn't prepared for.
Yeah.
That's really the army value has just exploded for APB. They have gone from relatively even to there are a lot of blitzes out and on the map.
Yeah, and we do see a lot of units just dying to these LLTs currently, and it's a bit of a concern, I think. We see Autopilot Commander is here in position to see these blitzes.
Oh god, I was worried that Raxel was going to try and go for the snipe, but actually...
I was thinking he might, but we commit
this may be
forward.
worse.
Is going to get caught. Yeah, this is definitely going to be pricey. He trades relatively well. There's more. The thing is, there's so many more units on the way that it's hard to tell exactly, but the problem is if they don't get to this reclaim field, this is just 700 metal handed over, and you really don't want to be handing over metal where you're 1% metal difference at the moment.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking this is going to be
I think T2
feed,
is out
right?
for both teams, by the way.
Like
behind
Auto,
all of this.
well, what is that lab placement? Auto is definitely going to be able to secure that metal before APB can get anywhere near it. As really
both teams though. Very mirrored.
Yeah.
Both mirrored.
That's weird. They are kind of in each other's heads here, actually. They are kind of following the same script. It's a little weird, but it kind of makes sense, I guess, in a way. That players really valuing, it seems, the ARM like centralized base on this map. You know, I don't know if it's the Blitz run bys, I don't know if it's the Rovers, who knows? But they definitely are valuing it.
We do see Resbots here from Sash. Actually going to revive these units might be an issue. But I do think he's actually in trouble here. Raxel finding a really good engage.
What worries me about this is Raxel keeps getting the good engages, but then he has no way to secure the metal. And Sash eventually pushes back, and then Raxel just is giving all the metal to Sash. Like how much?
Yeah, and I think the pushback's about to begin. And I didn't notice this, but if we look at the map state, Raxel has gotten kind of just put in a box by Sash and is taking so much damage to break out of it.
Yes,
I
Raxel has been totally contained. I'm actually shocked. Like, he has not pushed. He's basically been locked into almost his starting mexes.
Yeah,
it's kind of a huge deal.
That messes up this map state heavily because Meow's got some pressure. And Bloatier gave up the center to Autopilot, but there's just kind of a gaping corridor in between Bloatier and Raxel that's begging for a run-by, and...
Well, you said it, and here it is. A few blitzes gonna try and find a hole here. Gonna run into a Jag, but kind of
you see the Jag struggling a bit with the pathing, but...
Yeah, the hill there, I
unfortunately,
think, is really brutal.
Yeah, unfortunately for APB, we do see... Ooh, nice catchy on the cons. We do see... Ooh, actually, honestly, this is more casualties that APB cannot be taking.
Yeah, it's definitely brutal. Losing 3 cons there, and Sash is I think, smart enough to try to get out before losing too many of his units. Definitely willing to take that trade to kill a few expanding cons.
Yeah, and we see the metal produced... energy produced, all starting to shift against APB. Everything starting to move over in the way of TM. For some reason we see a transport on the front line.
I don't know where that transport is going. I'm not sure where it's going, but Meow in a lot of trouble here, actually.
Yeah, he's busy trying to get Helios out in time, but Nami has found a timing here. Mosquitoes are out to support. And I think behind this, we see Jags being made, we see units being printed to help deal with the issue, but I think autopilot is just macroing.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the transports flying around the map. Otto very content to let his teammates do the fighting for him while he just ups his mexes, get his AGO up. And actually, really, APB is spending a lot more on Tier 2 units, and they're greeting a lot less than TM on their Tier 2 mexes and their geos. I'm getting a little worried for APB.
Unfortunately, for APB, the army value is against them. The ecometrics are against them. It's not a good sign.
Oh man, just more mexes going down. Little raids all over the map from the enemy. Killing mexes everywhere I look, basically. Oh, I did not manage to get that one because I spoke, but
we have the scouting run in from Sash is going to get a lot of information about what's going on here for Raxel. Some cons going down, but we have defensive pounders out, so the Jags and Blitzers and Incisors getting absolutely mauled.
1 pounder is just like, okay, guys. Let's go home. Turn around. We're not fighting that. We have blitzes. We have incisors. We have jags. We're not fighting that.
And Sash is just locking down this part of the map because he has more of the map. He's happy if the map state stays this way. That's generally where TM is they don't mind if the map stays like this. It's in their favor. And all over the map, we just see pressure mounting and mounting.
That is
energy per second is now concerning me. I'll get some D-guns.
Oh, that's a little... this is such a bad D-gun angle. Like a big line, you really can't hit a lot of the tanks. Took a lot of damage for it, but did actually manage to D-gun quite a few medium tanks. But he's going to be a little low for a while.
Definitely helps out the situation, but once again, the front doors are all being knocked on here by TM. TM not really committing in though, but they have no reason to commit in.
Yeah, if we zoom
Their
out,
macro
look.
is
Their macro's gross. It's really gross. There's Tier 2 cons everywhere I look. There are Tier 2 mexes being made everywhere I look, and really Bloatier is kind of doing the same thing, just slower. Although I do see there is a potential play here,
Bloatier going for a much more focused line of play. Skipping the AGOs is possibly an error. But
a lot of Tier 2 aircons coming out from autopilot here and going right into fighter production. I mean, we've seen this enough, you know, in free-for-alls and 1v1s. Auto really favors his air.
I do wonder to an extent why the Marauders are being chosen to go on this angle. I'm surprised we're not seeing them just bust, like, group up 10, 15, and then bust through center. But they're kind of going to reveal their hand here. The Marauders are about to be shown, and
I think it's because Raxel's losing as hard as he is that they are being forced to use these Marauders, probably in an optimal way. I don't think they want to, but like Raxel is just kind of dying. I'm not sure they have a choice.
And unfortunately, these Pounders buying just enough time. Like, the Marauders not punching through them as quickly as you'd want.
A lot of medium tanks.
I mean, this is going to open up a problem on the map, but with T2 Air, it's not impossible for Auto to deal with it.
Just easily make abductors, I feel like, right? In fact, I think I see them on the mini-map already coming over.
Yeah, they're already queued.
And having the Tier 2 air advantage, right? He should easily be able to secure the air and actually EP these Marauders.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's on such a long angle, and we see so many AGOs being taken. It's actually absurd. 5 AGOs going up for TM at the moment is crazy.
This is where they excel, right? This is their macro, like just play style, where it really shows, especially on a map like this with a lot of high energy value to get, a lot of Tier 2 mexes that you could eventually sneak your way into, and by sneak I mean just do it, because that's what Auto is doing. He's letting his team play the game, and he's upgrading his whole team's economy.
And it kind of feels really bad though to see the Marauders used like this. I get why it's being done. They need to get some map state back, some map presence back.
They are,
but you really feel like
well. But yeah, this is not really what you want to be doing, I feel, especially as the ticks are coming in.
the good news is that it's forced TM to respond and adapt and do things. But the bad news is, because of this play, they are just behind economically.
Yeah.
And at some point, TM's going to turn on their big unit printer.
These abductors are so cost effective at just stopping these marauders that realistically TM can just continue booming behind it. Although I do see a gantry has gone down, and the play is counter marauders to actually deal with this mobility.
And the thing is, they can do this because they're 20% ahead in metal produced and nearly 50% ahead in energy produced, which is
Do you think,
absurd.
if I go look, do you think the energy excess is going to be high for TM with this massive energy lead? Because that's what we've seen in a lot of these teams over the tournament, right? They'll
Honestly,
have this huge lead.
looking at the energy bar, no, I don't think so. I see Chazada's actually got converted.
Look, Otto kind of struggling to spend his energy. There's actually been a decent amount of little excess. It does not offset how much they have, or the lead, but it definitely makes the lead a little less than it should be.
To be fair, they got 5 AGOs.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy you got to convert.
What a million energy excess yet. We do have the commit going forward here.
Marauders don't do anything. Like, there's 400 ticks here. The Marauders are probably, I mean, there's a few incisors to try and stem the tide, but this is just the worst case scenario for Marauders. Is that it?
The Marauders, it is a... My word.
Yeah, wow,
infiltrated APB.
I'm sorry, I looked at the...
APB has officially been...
I looked at the
I
look at them. I see a second gantry, and I am just totally confused at what I just saw. And yeah, no,
To be fair, I like it. I actually think this is a very smart play.
Really?
It's counterintuitive, but the only way you are going to beat TM at this stage, if you're not ahead, is by doing something psychotic.
Okay, but what
you have to do something.
Hell, this might be bold. What if we take maybe a third of that gantry's cost, put it into con-turret cost, and then put the rest of the metal into more Marauders, okay? You know, is that crazy? Maybe.
I will say I don't know where the breaking point is on Marauders. He's got a pretty good stream of them on the map at the moment.
He does. That being said, TM opting to go, you know what, we're in a tier 3 like battle moment. Why make Marauders when can make Razorback? And
I would like to see, actually. I mean, the Razorback's a good call, but there's so many Marauders now. I'd actually like... Oh, yeah, they're doing it. We see now the Marauder stream splits off and is heading the other direction.
Yeah.
Because the APB needs to use this Marauder ball like ticks. They need to just be pressing everywhere to pull apart.
We saw in the Mega Series, right, when TM was actually being beaten, it was when that was happening, when they were just being pressured all over the map, and they weren't allowed to just use their absurd macro and just outscale their opponents.
And there's so many Marauders that he can get good trades, but he needs to kill these point defenses.
We need a Juno, like desperately, we need a Juno.
Juno would be really good.
Like, these ticks are
Look how quickly that Marauder stream is reaching down to the south. Okay, Juno has arrived. They commit forward.
Oh, what a Juno! Not nearly enough. Way too many Marauders. Sash Korin
to get through.
Going for the massive combo. I'm gonna get huge D-guns. Kills actually quite a few Marauders there. I don't know if it's enough.
A decent number, but they are through. There's so many Marauders here. Like, so many. They're just gunning down the Marauders. They need another Juno to land here.
Oh, Shuriken really Cloud coming in.
That'll
ease enough. Oh my
you know
god.
What? I take it back. Shuriken's great here.
Look, good engagement. Completely shut down by just an absurd amount of Shurikens. Actually, huge. Get wrecked. Sash Korin hits him with. As a 23k metal donation gifted to the way of TM. I don't know how APB recovers from that. Unless they get some real value elsewhere, but... Ooh.
I mean, there's enough Marauders to, like... No, they can't keep letting them get away on no HP.
I think, hells, I'm not sure. I'm a little worried about what I'm seeing here. As this is just... I think that was their one chance, and the Shurikens have once again totally shut that fight down.
Shuriken's just my favorite unit in boss. Such a well-balanced unit.
Look, this is TM.
But really well played defense,
Yeah.
though, to be fair. Like, they did their timing, they did their homework on what to do.
I think TM really understands that a lot of these games, a lot of these late game scenarios, they aren't won with the little like crayon eating frontline ground units. Okay, it's the more refined, elegant air units. Okay, those are the units that win games, and TM understands that.
I'm pretty sure it's the more refined giant wallet that you swing at the enemy with even more units that win the late game.
You know what helps your wallet is being very cost effective, right? And air is a very high value, cost effective play, and TM I think really understands that. And you'll see in the majority of these games, Otto is getting air control, and he's using that air control to an enormous value.
I mean, I don't think it helps at all APB that the mid is uncontested. Auto just has 3 extra A geos, multiple mexes, and established a hard point around each of those geos. And it just compounds. Once TM gets that macro lead, once they feel that they have that edge, their decision making is individually so solid that even going crazy, even doing an insane double T3 gantry marauder play is not enough to even really ruffle their feathers.
Yeah, and really, even when they started sending some of these marauders to the south, Otto had already responded. Like he already had multiple Razorbacks and like in position, just handed to Chisatos to defend this. There's just this north position now with the inclusion of the Shivas is gonna be very hard, I think, for APB to stop this.
Yeah, APB is going to need to find a bit of a miracle play. There is still 20,000 metal here. It is being eaten and recycled.
Oh man,
the ticks at least are.
Yeah, dude, this trade is going hard out of not in Raxel's favor.
Yeah, I mean, it's Razorback Shiva. There is not really a more scary composition until you get to, like, Behemoths and Titans.
I see a commitment in the south, but I also saw something else. Yeah, I didn't even get down here quick enough to show the Marauders getting absolutely EMP'd and eviscerated.
Commander destroyed.
Yeah. Raxel's comm goes down. Metal per second? Kinda equalized. Not really.
Yeah, Hells, I don't know, man. It's looking just terrible. I don't see how. I really don't see how.
I don't see how they stop this push. Yeah, no, I don't know. Shuriken Cloud Part 2 Boogaloo to then get immediately shut down by.
You need air control.
1,000 fighters.
You need air control, and you're simply not going to have it versus Otto.
The problem is, it's so difficult to get air control against him because his macro is so clean. If you do any play other than air control, you're losing.
Oh man, I see.
It's so difficult.
Yeah, Otto going for the knockout blow here while everything is falling apart on the north and the south for APB, opting for his own gantry to start pumping Shivas in the mid.
It is interesting that he opted to switch to Shivas from the on T3 position that he had, not opting for more Razorbacks. But Shiva's going to be great for breaking. No, it's a good play. I mean, Shivas are great at building value.
If you really need to punch somebody's teeth in, I feel like Shivas are the unit. Bloatier calling the
Resign comes out. No knockout punch landed, but all the body shots building up. APB taps out, and yeah.
Autopilot once again.
You realize
the macro here. Did you see the Aphis stack in the back there?
Yeah, I did. There's definitely an impressive macro display coming out of TM there. I mean, it was a pretty inspired idea, I thought, but just that Shuriken Cloud, I was like, man, the abductors aren't going to be enough. There's not enough of those things, and then 50 Shurikens show up, and it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That'll solve it. That'll solve the problem.
Like the abductors were nerfed, and you know they're kind of. I mean, they're good. They're still good into something like a Marauder, but it's hard to beat just infinite shurikens. You know, just a nice big shuriken cloud. It's just kind of hard to beat.
Especially if you know the formation move with them,
Yeah,
where they don't end up overlapping and they just become infinitely more efficient
very
and
strong.
tanky.
Very strong.
And of course, TM pulls it off pixel perfect and crushes the whole play.
I really feel like this is something TM does that every other team just doesn't do. Sure, it's partially enabled by their macro, but I really feel like they understand how good air is and how much you can greed if you just have air control. Like, it's so cost effective with shurikens, with abductors, with gunships, if you have air control, to just do that while macroing behind it. It's super cheap. And I think TM understands that. I know Auto.
But I think it's fully enabled by their macro.
For sure.
Like, I don't think
I think it goes hand in hand though. I think it goes hand in hand.
You need that crazy macro to put you in a position where your ground survives that air transition.
Yeah.
But
then,
if you've got it,
well, then
it's so crushingly powerful.
The air transition then enables better macro, right?
Exactly.
They literally kind of just do this big circle of enabling each other, and it's just it just constantly. I mean, we literally saw this in BPL this year, right? Or not this year, the last BPL, or is that that game versus Otto and Randy, where Otto just kind of sat, macroed, and just used air control to devastating effectiveness, and he just got a massive lead for not a huge cost. And I mean, we keep seeing a pretty similar thing play out in these team games.
It makes sense, right? Autopilot's kind of figured out this balancing act of macro airplay into enabling everything.
Yeah.
And he won the BPL. He's kind of winning everything that he touches at the moment with how he's been playing. He's definitely the central line of TM's gameplay in pretty much every single game. But that's not to say that the other players are not holding their weight. They're more than holding their weight. It's just enabling everything to function perfectly.
And I really like actually how they swapped right of the tier 2 transition. I say swapped. I've been doing this every game. I don't know what I'm saying. And Otto was microing 0 units, and it was just Shisato or Yanami and Sash microing all units, putting all the aggro on, and you just had Otto with putting all of his APM and attention into upgrading Mexes and Gias. And they just boomed, like so ridiculously boomed.
I think we saw...
They almost didn't recover from that.
Yeah, I think we saw that TM also valued AGOs more. We saw the fusions being very evenly matched, but man, they got their AGOs, they got the first AGO up way faster. Then I think they had 5. They were building like their 4th and 5th AGO when finally we saw the first AGO going up, which is a bit of a surprise. Not sure if it's a macro oversight or just active decision making to do that. But we are onto a very well-known map in Bar, Supreme Straits.
Which, you know what, I'll be totally honest, after yesterday, I'm a little worried for APB on this map, man. I did not like their build, and TM's build looked very refined. It looked very clean. I'm a little worried. I'm hoping APB has taken what happened yesterday and actually can come up with something a little bit stronger, a little bit more refined this time. And I guess we're gonna have to see.
I mean, it's a good map potentially for causing some chaos. I mean, they need to find something that just disrupts TM's rhythm. But TM is just so difficult to disrupt. I don't know how you do it. As I say, the closest we saw was Maddo.
Funny enough,
close.
Like TM, I feel like was really good at causing chaos on this map yesterday. Right? We had Spody with the multi-pronged amphibious landings, right? He had a lab in the south on the beach. He had a amphibious lab at the water on the north beach. And he hit both times, one with ticks, one with amphib, and actually just like overwhelmed their opponents. I can't remember who they were against. But just overwhelmed them.
TM drawing a lot on their map, clearly indicating the middle of the map.
Yeah, I'm wondering what is this lined for, Sash? What?
Apparently it's a shout out to a Straits player. Don't know why.
Scyphos, it's for you. Okay, we're missing lore. I'm sure somebody knows what this lore, but I'm
not
missing
us.
it. Yeah, not us.
This is going over our heads at the moment.
You know, one thing as well that I think we saw from TM that we did not see from actually any other team when we saw this map is TM just very low cost, very low value, contested the seas, and you know, there's not a small amount of mexes in the seas, right? It's kind of important, I feel like, to make sure you contest the.
What, 6 mexes in each sea?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's excluding the islands.
And that's a lot of mexes. You know what I mean? That is not small. And
it adds up quickly. It definitely adds up quickly. We actually see an interesting changed up battery player from Meow, doing it on a pretty exposed position. But you know that no one's going to be contesting the sea, right? Or this early.
That's true. That's true. And maybe this is a little sea contest from Meow, perhaps. Or I can't imagine you'd build these titles here and then not invest at least a little bit into protecting them and securing the mexes.
At some point. I guess first you secure the ground and then you go for the mexes. We have the mass goblin coming out. Resbot already there to start eating. I mean, this looks pretty good so far for.
See, the same thing
APB.
happened. I feel like the same thing happened last time, and TM just gave up on the mid-mexes, or the mid-reclaim, and just expanded better. They just focused on eating more trees, making more cons, and they had a massive metal lead a few minutes in, just off of more mexes.
They can't stop the goblins, right? Man, I actually kind of wish we saw, like, just double lab goblin.
Oh, just sending it?
Yeah. Just full send it, and then just, like, try to exploit the flanks and try to run past with goblins.
Pull out the ancient tech, supreme tech of just every spot make units, run at enemy, you know? That's
Everyone run com trade as soon as you see a com, send it, full send, go. We do see Ballista coming out, the Legion rocket bot. I think it's Ballista.
Yeah, very early.
It is very early. Kind of shockingly early. Bit of a scrap beginning. Just don't know if I like the rocket bot this quickly. It's kind of giving up a lot of ground.
Yeah, I'm not certain what it's supposed to do here. Losing
and the
Resbot.
Resbot goes down. I mean, Raxel's in position, but losing that Resbot, not legal.
Yeah, I'm a little worried here. Oh my god, is that rocket bot gonna get lasered down?
And the Ballista going down.
Wow. Too slow to actually outrun the commander.
Yeah, the Ballista is a big, meaty, tanky rocket bot, but it goes down, and we see Spodian getting there, contesting the center, the Resbot starting to eat. I feel like these rocket bots need to be more active, otherwise why are you building them?
Well, we see just off of, you know, Metal a second, TM already with a small little lead, although I believe they are reclaiming a bit here.
Yeah, I think that's mostly eating. The expansion looks very matched so far.
Yeah. The C-Lab has gone down as well for Spody.
Yeah, C-Lab's off. I mean, Spody is taking a fair bit of damage.
And there's Janus coming as well, which this makes this a little scary. Actually, Bloater investing into a lot of Janus. Maybe the idea is to use the Ballista to open up the defenses and bully the comms back with Janus. We do see Spody's at half HP. Yeah, this is a little, not, I don't want to say go all the way to say it's sketchy, but it's a little scary maybe for TM here. I mean,
army value is massively ahead for APB. They definitely are looking to get something done, but Sash wasting all of their time walking in a circle.
It's good, honestly. Like he's can buy so much time against these rocket bots. I'd actually really like to see the Janus maybe come over to this side and stop him from doing this.
I don't know why the Janus are AFK. Like, they need to be. I mean, I guess they're grouping. Maybe they're looking for 4 Janus into just brute force.
He has put them on hold fire. He does. He really wants this snipe.
But they need a second player looking at this. They can't back up at the moment. They need to be looking for the pressure here.
Yeah, their window to
Good
actually
rocket hits.
use these Janus, I think, is it's not closed yet, but it is kind of closing.
Team Mex is being upgraded as well.
Yeah, these overcharged mexes, I think, definitely being valued by TM. I don't think we've seen another team build them nearly as much. So.
Yeah, and we kind of see, like, now I think this is just, it's too late. Like, there was no reason to do the Janus play at this point.
The Janus just totally...
Oh,
Spody actually going to take a massive hit.
Oh! Down pretty low.
He needs to dive. He needs to dive with the Janus. Oh, and he didn't.
He doesn't commit.
You gotta commit with that. This Janus play totally ruined. I think just off of hesitation.
Someone else needed to be controlling the Janus. Like it's just you can't be controlling Janus and rocket bots. They function too differently.
And you have to use them. Like you can't make these units and then just not use them. I was very surprised that they idled for as long as they did.
Yeah, and that definitely is going to bite pretty hard. You have the sea starting to fight. Now the problem is Raxel has to win the Southern Sea, or their titles are in danger.
Ooh, yeah,
so
and I did see this sea fight is going to be starting as Bloatier is going tier 2, so there's going to be a far less metal for APB to actually invest into this sea, I feel like.
We do have an air lab out, but now they are going into their own T2.
Yeah, they're matching the tier 2, so it is actually going to be a relatively low investment sea fight here. But ooh, actually, maybe a good catch by Raxel. I'm actually not certain.
I actually don't know who wins this.
Yeah.
Appears the supporters actually end up taking this fight pretty handily.
Yeah, good surrounds. Really good engagement there from Raxel. Gonna catch up most of those dolphins. A few get away, but oh man, what is?
Oh, the air scouts intimidated them, so they needed.
Oh, Mauser's being shared. This E-stall actually kind of brutal. This is once again just a little bit slightly better macro from TM. Geo just going down for and already finished.
Up. Yeah, and that's where like there's difference. I mean, that Geo could have been 2 Janus ago. You know.
I'm curious if I zoom out. Yeah. Look how little trees are on TM's side of the map versus APB's. Like, they really also hard prioritize this reclaim, which has smoothed out every. Is that a gauntlet? Okay, meow with the forward gauntlet. Somewhere there's a Rise Heaven screaming.
Not with
he was right.
Not with T2 out. Just not with T2 out. Like, just send the console to the front and drop the rattlesnake.
Yeah, Mausers are even coming. Why would you even make this? There's Bloatier has shared multiple Mausers to Meow.
Also a skill out that's currently gutting the mexes and the idle mex. Oh man, please just eat the gauntlet. We can't see that.
No, we are.
Not
when
we're seeing we're seeing an 8k metal lead at 8 minutes. How is that even possible?
Really? Honestly, you know what, TM? Just kind of they own an entire sea. Like they own an entire sea and basically the over half of the other sea. Wow, this repair here.
Now doesn't even get the cacophony. It stays up.
Yeah, I actually almost died.
We see cleavers arriving now, so like this fight is going to get more complicated.
My God, Sash keeping this cacophony repaired. It's actually just hard tanking the Mauser here.
It's an HLT, right?
It's definitely tanking like
now eating the thing finally. But
yeah, what are you doing, man?
The sea kind of dying. Raxel losing out to Spody. I mean, this is just the eco difference kicking in now. The islands taken by the aircons that autopilot got out. They have perfect information of what was coming.
Mantis being made. I don't think we've seen these yet in the tournament. The mobile drone carrier.
Yeah. Very helpful unit. They give you line of sight. They're like air ticks.
That
the
is a
best
terrifying
description
description, but Raxel
Yeah.
actually, his base, his little sea base actually going down. His commander being targeted by the frigates. Oh, actually,
Yeah, he's barely holding on.
trying to
Tidal
pick offshore,
torpedo
but-
water coming, but he's just getting volleyed. Raxel needs to leave. Like, he's just gonna lose his commander here. He's trying to get underwater, which he does. I mean, I guess he gets to stay in the water for longer,
Commander
but
destroyed.
commander goes down.
Little head poking
Apparently
out.
his head was sticking out. The
And
bird's
this-
dying to cleavers.
This just looks
which-
grim for APB everywhere I look. The front is falling. They've lost both seas. They're behind in macro, and I really...
You know it's rough when cleavers are breaking through your defensive position because these units tickle. And now we have the Medusa at the front line. The front line no longer exists. The seas are gone. Clodia trying to get into the northern sea, trying to set something up to contest the area, but just feels like the damage is done.
It is just, there's just too many mexes, and owning both seas is just too much. Like, it's just too much of a meta lead that I mean, ETM owns both islands as well, and now with mid falling, I don't know, the APB already so far behind in economy. I think this push is just going to be
It's lethal.
unstoppable.
It's a lethal pull. I mean, if we look at army value, it was up to 999%. It's now fallen down to 650 as the unit printers start coming on. But
Yeah, that's
what is going to stop this push? There's no unit. The commander can't stop the cleavers. The goblins are going forward. We have Platypus coming out to try and
Commander
raid, but
destroyed.
Meow goes down. Blodia walking forward bravely. Bulls are coming out.
I actually think had Meow finished that gauntlet, maybe the front line would not have hold. But he did not commit to the gauntlet play.
That's true.
And,
The gauntlet not being finished is even worse than the gauntlet being started.
yeah, even being worse than being started, exactly. Substantially worse. Platypus coming forward to try and fight this army, which is really not what Bloater, I think, wants to use these for. Or actually, he
news
showed
is-
them to Meow.
The good news is they can shoot at the drones a little bit, but they just get absolutely melted. We have Karkanos walking forward. We have some Platypus making their way over the map, but yeah, Triton, I believe it's called, this one. Yeah,
getting
the
shared to
Triton.
Sashkor and to Spody to actually harass not only on the small beach, but also right on their front door, being totally content to just drive in and start killing mexes.
Yeah, I mean, these things are nasty. They're like a bull, except cheaper and with better guns.
Bloater trying to do the same on the other side, but you
He
know,
gets in, he sneaks past the LLTs, but will he find anything meaningful?
yeah, we're gonna see
As-
air response. I'm pretty sure, as it's only two platties, right? It should be easily able to stomp that.
Yeah, Hippocampus snuff out the base, say not today. The Bulls
Man.
doing their best to staunch the bleeding in mud, but they are just outnumbered and outgunned.
Yeah, everything going wrong for APB here. No fight is really going their way. APB's entire army is just dead in mid, and there's 6,000 metal now on the ground that Sash is just waiting to start reclaiming.
Yeah, he's
Boulder
already got res
repairs.
bots there.
It's just that nice
Ends up
cleaver.
going down to the cleaver, yeah. Cleaver doing some friendly fire, keeping it closer. Looks like we have some starlights out. We do have a seal eel. Eel, that's the one, not a seal. An
Yeah,
eel.
getting a little bit of value at least, killing the title and probably the BP, but I mean, does it offset this? I don't know. You tell me. We'll find
Yeah,
out.
no,
in a moment.
there's currently a 40k metal difference, 50% produced advantage at 13.5 minutes. We have a T3 lab going down for autopilot, which is finished, about to start printing Marauders.
Yeah, the Marauders, I think, are really gonna sell this. As I don't think there's anything APB can do to contest Marauders at this level of economy.
Yeah, their best bet is Platypus, and Platypus are not beating Marauders. It's like the little kid brother and the big brother.
There is like little groups of platties trying to find some value across the map, but Auto's macro has turned on. Tier 2 air has turned on, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of options to deal with these raids. Just with this air lab. This is basically the entirety of APB's economy. Just this AGO, this fusion, and I don't know. It's going to be very hard. I think TM would need to make a terrible mistake to bring this back.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that if TM just pushes forward with this army and commits all of the scout units through, they will take out so many mexes.
Yeah.
GG is called. They see the Marauders breaking through into the sideline. Resign comes out.
Man.
And that's 3-0 so far in this best of 7. TM just kinda smashing.
It's funny to me, after how much Hellas was played in previous tournaments, how similar this is, that I really feel like this is another team, one that undervalued C. Like APB tried to contest it, but kinda not well, and really undervalued the reclaim on the map. Like, there is so much energy reclaimed that you can instantly make these geos. Basically, you can do so much. There's no reason. I looked at Bloatier's base, and it was just all solars, and I don't understand why you do that when you have the ability to reclaim infinite energy from the trees. You have good wind, and you have geos everywhere. I don't know. Wait, Meow being subbed out for Flying Duck. Playtime is over, Duck is saying. Alright.
Yeah, time for the duck difference. Let's see if he can make the change necessary. The reverse sweep is back in action, baby.
I don't want to say it, but, you know, TM, like, okay, you're replacing Meow with Flying Duck, we're going to replace Spodey with Chisato, you know? Like, are we the same here? I don't know. You tell me.
What if they pull out another player? Don't they have another player hiding in there?
I don't think they do that. Maybe they do. I'm not actually sure. I think it's 4-man. I think it's just Auto Sash Spodey and Yanami or Chisato. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Somewhere, but yeah, it's probably the 4-man team. Well, I do think it's just going to be the enemy intervention moment here. But man, we really need to see APB pull. I don't know. I thought they tried to pull the rabbit out of the hat, and TM just smashed the hat into the ground. So, what do you think? What does APB do now after those 3 games?
Every time we've seen TM bleed in a tournament, it's somebody hitting them with an unexpected, like, just punch across multiple places across the map. Just overwhelm their whole map when they're focused on their macro. Every time we've seen them bleed, it has been something like that. I can't. You can't get into macro war with them. It's just they're just too good.
Yeah,
they're just too good at it.
I think you have to hit them right before their macro starts. If they start that macro process, you're dead in the water. You just can't.
I'm thinking
contest them.
Was it the when did Kuchi do the comm drop on the tier 3 lab on Erebus against TM? That was the last Omega series, right? That
I believe so.
That build.
Was that against TM? Possibly,
yeah. That build where basically Kuchi was doing that comm drop as there was like 4 different pushes happening across the map. Like, I think that was Pog, I want to say. Anyway, whoever
I was somewhere there.
Yeah. They had a macro disadvantage, but they hit TM with this level of like aggression that they just were not prepared for with how hard they were greeting. And I think that is the only way. That's the only time we see this team bleed. Is these high aggro plays.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the maxim, right? Never get involved in a land war in Asia. Never get involved in a macro war with
macro war.
They are going to take. They are going to just take you apart. So you have to find some way to upset them, and so far, APB just not finding that. But Flats and Forests, good map, lots of potential.
Look.
Maybe they can find a way through.
APB just needs to reach down deep inside themselves and find a little of that coochie chaos, okay? Just find a little bit of that chaos and bring it out, and that's their hope. That's what they need. And
Channel the inner skag.
Inner skag. Oh my god.
Ask yourself, what would skag do?
Look, not many
do
people
that.
can pull out their inner skag, but my god, if there's ever a time where you need an inner skag, it's now.
Yeah, they need to do something. Somehow they need to turn this into a muddy fist fight instead of like a clean duel.
Yeah, kind
But
of.
they have to do it fast, and they have to get it early, because I think that was the Marauder play, right? That's what the attempt was with the double lab Marauder is. We're going to destabilize this map, it's gonna be crazy, and TM was just like, we have more money than you, and we will shut this down.
I think it was a little unfortunate, right? The map state didn't let them do the multi area attack, right? Like Raxel was losing and Meow was struggling, and it was just like the Marauders needed to be used to shore up both fronts, right? Like they couldn't do what they needed. But okay, interesting.
Did you see Mirrored starts again?
I think we did. Have they played?
This is another
this?
one. Once again, each faction will be at war with each other.
That means that we are seeing Otto with the Nomex lab, right? The hard greed, just 7 cons into Rover's build. Whereas it looks like we're just getting kind of a little bit more standard,
kind of
play actually from APB. Pretty normal.
Isn't this just going to put them behind pretty heavily?
Pretty rapidly, yeah, I would say. Unless they somehow can use this extra early aggression to maybe punish Otto.
Yeah, they have to find like a lot of leaks, but Otto has 3 cons out before the first con is even done for Blowdeer.
There is potential here, right? With the 3 labs to get some aggression. This isn't quite as big as Carrot, right? There's potential to punish this.
Yeah, they can definitely find a way in. I mean, we only have the lab coming out of Sashkorin now, and Yanami has not yet even put up a lab. So there's definitely a small, tiny window that they will be able to peek through, but it looks like they're opting instead to just focus. Every player is going to grab as many mexes as possible. Maybe that's maybe that is a plan, where instead of having the central mass con expander, you just have everyone get mass cons out and take every mex as fast as possible.
Yeah,
because we don't see any units out of APB.
Yeah, I'm actually like somehow Sash has the first units out before anybody else with the latest lab.
Yeah.
Potentially,
so,
yeah. I think you're right. They might be focusing a bit more on okay, each player just takes their mexes, and maybe they can, keep up with the expansion to TM. But
I mean, we do have 6 cons against 8 actually, so APB has more cons out on the map. It's an idea. I mean, honestly, at this stage, you're down 3-0. If you have an idea of what might be able to keep you in the game, I think you go for that play.
That is a crazy lab placement. There's no way he does. Okay, yeah, it's no way. It's up against the rock. I was gonna say, are we gonna see a little oops? So there's no. Okay, anyway. Well, the raids are starting.
You just, very defensive play out of Blowdeer, setting himself up to not let anything through as much as possible.
Unfortunately, he has wheelies. Okay, and as we've seen from the majority of this tournament, I'm not even sure these 3 wheelies beat this Rover. I'll be totally on it. Yep. I'll be totally... Oh, but it got stuck on the mechs. Actually, so unlucky.
The wheelie helps it.
Wow.
Gets taken out, though. Wheelies are odd, though. They actually have higher damage than I realized if they hit.
Yeah, they just seem to struggle.
The problem is they just don't hit. Yeah.
The fast-moving
Rover.
The
broadside of a barn might not be something they can hit.
Oh, okay. Wow. Actually, you know what? Now that we've said that, they're not missing at all. Literally, the stormtrooper wheelies have been fired.
The caster curse is truly even affecting the units at this moment in time.
Ooh, Flying Duck wants that con, but
Mex.
good job, not falling for that.
Yeah, he gets through, takes out really good trades here by Duck. Maybe the Duck effect is in effect at the moment. We see him actually also sneaking through into the backline, and honestly, APB is just all over the backline of TM.
Not quite getting the con, but bruising it pretty badly.
They're getting the mexes, and setting up for the next run by going back. The micro Raxel finds the con. I mean, is this the first con we've seen go down for TM?
I think it might be actually. Oh, I think I see. Oh man, just getting a Amex down, or maybe not even getting a Mex, but yeah, no, this is.
The pressure's all over the place.
Sorry, I just watched one rover just drive in between 9 wheelies and all of them missed, and that rover did not. Like, that's actually so funny. Wow.
Everything is going according to the wheelies plan.
Yeah. Oh, Bloater with a lot of wheelies here, actually getting a little sandwiched by these blitzes, looking for some value. Oh, actually, maybe he can't miss a con turret. That being said, doesn't do a lot.
I've seen wheelies miss a radar, so I think they could probably miss a con tower. But I mean, they're doing a really good job. They are proactively in the back line. We see the metal per second actually heavily in APB's favor. It's a pretty even game.
Hells, there's a chance. There's a chance. Cons are dying.
Oh,
this is what I'm talking about.
Raxel escorting it out of the defensive turret.
I don't even know if that was intentional, but yeah, using the rover boost there.
But he did it.
That was cool. Another con going down. Wait a minute. We got a game, boys. We got a game.
Ashburn's falling apart on you. His pressure's on. Duck needs to see it. Duck sees it. Duck's
Duck,
away.
please, Duck. Give us this.
Okay, he's doing it. He's going back.
Oh, the wheelies have arrived. They're going to turn off some solars and actually get a little annoyance for Sashkor, and the LLT will protect him.
Yeah, but this distracts him. This means the con goes down. The mexes are still in shambles. We have some counterattacks on the map, but I think for the first time in the series, we have a scoreboard that's kind of looking red.
You know, what if APB just went into this and said, you know what, we're 3-1v1 main players. What if we don't do anything crazy? What if we just play this like 3 1v1s? And again, they are against some good 1v1s of their own, but...
they're against 3 1v1s that I might take us.
Like, they're just kind of outrating TM. Like, they're winning all of these trades. They're getting high value picks. I really don't think this early game has gone TM's way at all.
Yeah, this is the best early game we've seen so far of any team yet, early against TM. TM obviously not dead by any means, not nearly out of it. Sash definitely on the back foot, Flying Duck looking in an incredible position. Rest of the map still fighting. Yanami putting up a vicious fight against Blowdeer at the moment.
Ooh.
But
lucky cons here, actually. Almost 2 cons. Well, if Raxel had spotted that, maybe 2 more cons would have just died.
Yeah. But there are more things going down. He might find the cons, actually, if we look at Blowdeer's unit mass in the center.
There's actually too many places to look. There's cons under threat basically everywhere.
Blowdeer's base is under attack.
I think Bloater is getting those cons.
The 2 cons Blowdeer got them. These 2 cons under pressure, and sizes are trading back and forth. Raxel barely gets chased away.
Wait, did these live?
Cons are alive?
I mean, okay, there's a lot of blitzes coming, but I don't know if you want to... Yeah, don't know.
Yeah, but so many blitzes showing up from so many angles, I actually don't know.
I think the LLT auto's got a lot of units.
It's a little bit too much, yeah. You don't want to risk this being just a pure feed.
Ooh, Bloater a little not paying attention there. All of his alarms drive past.
LLTs actually set up, yeah.
And going for the self-D to deny the metal. Helios now.
Helios now. Now these things are nasty. Yeah. They will beat every light tank and even medium tanks on the retreat.
Well, if we look, there is a pretty nice little army value and metal lead for APB here as, oh my god, more and more units in the backline still killing mexes, still threatening cons.
Sash is in so much trouble. Sash's position is like the reverse of the Carrot Mountain game. Sash is the one who is just being pinned back and they're exploiting the space. And we see a big counterattack actually as well. We have the center, but to the north. Lodia's got a massive Alaris, just so many of them that they gun down the Helios that come through.
Wow, those Helios are getting evaporated, actually, by the burst of these Alaris. Just getting totally destroyed. Chisato, or Yanami's base, totally under threat. Bloater might kill him right here.
If he gets all of the BP, there's no way he can get up enough defenses. There's no defense. His base is dead.
Yanami's dead. This is Bloater. Bloater finding the avenue to give his team a win here. Oh, somebody check the script. Is this supposed to be what's happening?
The reverse look, the reverse sweep is starting, baby.
Yanami's base is gone. TM is I think actively just folding. I'm not sure they can find any value. Maybe they can sneak in some blitzes somewhere.
The thing is, Raxel has a massive group moving down. All of Autopilot's units are now moving up. Raxel's got this giant blitz ball running past. They're deep into Autopilot's territory.
Oh,
Sashkarin is barely holding on.
Yeah, Raxel I think is about to decapitate Sash from the side. Just off the top rope with the steel chair, gonna show up with like 30 blitzes. I really don't. He cannot respond to this. He's losing too hard against Flying Duck.
Yeah, and Duck has like got a giant mass of units grouping up. Chisato has moved his base forward deep into enemy lines.
Ooh,
this Alaris wall is
fight.
catching all of these cons.
Just
you thought there were enough blitzes there, but these Alaris in mass just alpha damage their way through everything.
And the printer is on, and look at the reinforcements. Oh man, Raxel is on the way to contest that medal.
Raxel's about to smash through Sashkarin's back line. Sashkarin's front line is it exists, I'll give him that.
It definitely
Sato's
exists.
front line is somehow behind Blodia's front line.
Well, front line, it's kind of just the commander. I'm really not sure what Yanami does here to survive. Should Bloater decide to kill him rather than kill, you know, all of his teammates?
I think Bloater just keeps trying to destabilize Autopilot now and set up Raxel and Flying Duck. We actually see a big bomber switch coming out of Flying Duck. The Duck effect.
The Duck effect is real. I believe in it. Otto, seeing how much metal here, is actually going to move his commander towards this metal. Bloater is in a similar position, but I don't think really wanting to contest that metal.
You have Resbots coming from Bloater to secure this. The bombers are on their way to somewhere, but once again, the map's kind of been gutted out.
Ooh, Bloater.
Big fight breaks out.
Yeah,
he's got so many units around him, he's fine. And he's trading relatively efficiently. Yanami looking for this engage, but this mix of Alaris and Blitz, just the alpha damage and the constant damage. Bombers are going in, they're looking for Autopilot's base appears to be the target.
I really don't think Yanami there respected exactly how much that burst from those Alaris were hitting for.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, with the flanking damage, they just ate that blitz ball alive. Bombers are going in, and I think,
mode comes out.
We got a game. We got a set, guys.
We have a series 3-1.
There we go.
This best of 7. APB striking back on
it's just the Duck effect,
the best
man.
map,
I mean,
Flats and Forest. The Duck effect, in effect.
They called it Bloater with the cow. Honestly, he completely cooked Yanami there. Like that Alaris like run by absolutely deleted his base, and it just outside of Duck, you know, also having a pretty good game that team just couldn't recover.
We doubted their opener, the 3 individual labs, somewhat, but it looked very reminiscent of kind of how SG had been playing in the previous Omega series. Just
5 dudes vibing.
5 dudes having a good time, and in this case it was 3 dudes having a great time.
Yeah.
And I think every lane set each other up for success. Like, if Raxel doesn't rotate through mid so nicely, then Flying Duck's matchup gets more difficult. If Flying Duck isn't putting Sash back into his starting area, Raxel doesn't get to do everything, and Bloater just using every opportunity given to him to play the game.
I do think like TM had still had like a little minor metal produced lead. They had recovered their loss from their start and actually had a little lead until they started hemorrhaging cons. And then it was just they could not defend those raids. And this is kind of what I was talking about, right? Like, TM's gonna be greedy. They're usually really good at defending that greed. You have to punish their greed. It's the only way.
I think what was interesting, though, is in some ways you could argue that APB greeded harder, going 3 labs into 8 cons.
Yeah, maybe.
But once that unit printer came on, they just, because they had 3 labs set up, because every player could make their own choices, it overloaded the central decision-making of TM in that case. But that's the nature of flats and forests, right? Once there's a cascading, once something goes wrong, there's a cascading effect in your decision-making on that map.
That being said, that was a weird flats game, alright? Nobody was making any units. It was just non-sump cons for like 2 minutes. That was a very strange game. Like,
And then suddenly infinite units began spawning in.
very strange. It was like, no, there's like, we're looking around like, okay, what, is anything happening? What am I looking at? Oh, I get to look at, okay, this guy's making cons. This guy's making cons. Like, okay, nothing really happening. And you know what, once that started though, you know, APB really showed, frankly, pretty good Raider micro. You know, Raxel got a lot of value, Bloatier got a lot of value, and Duck got a lot of value. All of them were just really showing good micro.
Yeah, all of them did what they needed to do, and it kind of felt like at some point TM was almost falling apart under the pressure of the continuous onslaught. And then finally, APB finds the killing blow, takes out Yanami's base with more Alaris, and the game is done until it ends.
Those Alaris are so fast and so much burst that you really, if you make that one mistake, you will just die. He literally made one mistake, one hole, and all of a sudden there's 20 Alaris inside of his base, one like eviscerating all of his solar. It was crazy.
Yeah, they are really, really nasty. 1 sec, just cooking a bowl.
That's what you like to see. That's what you like. Honestly, I feel like that is almost worse for them. You know what I mean? I mean, okay, this is kind of a cookable map, though. But I feel like them just playing 3 dudes vibing
is honestly probably the best approach versus TM. That's the best way to throw them off, is to do your own thing. This map, though, has been played so much at a competitive level that so many lines of play have been figured out.
Yeah, I mean, and TM has a lot of experience.
But I don't know what to expect in the 3v3 either, to be fair. Do you focus ground? Do you take the C's quickly? Looks like, I think it'll be a ground focus.
I think we're gonna have
teams, honestly.
some. Oh,
actually,
maybe
looks
not.
identical builds. To be
Flying
fair.
Duck is making a torpedo platform. I don't think we're gonna. Oh, so they both are. Wait.
Yeah.
Neither one's. This to me, I look at a torpedo platform here like this, and I'm thinking, okay, they're not making a C-Lab, right? Like this is.
Yeah. I assume they're both walking to the central island
assume
then
the same,
afterwards.
yeah. You can't give up how much metal and like the 3.0 mechs is. It's too important, I think.
Yeah, Raxel opting for this. I mean, these builds are really, really similar. More wins out of Spodey. Raxel getting his own lab.
Yeah, interesting. And they're also using Spodey as the expander here with the Legion mechs is actually. I'm a little okay now. It seems like there's a little confusion maybe as this TM is not 100% on their build. Spodey now opting to make a lab rather than the walk that he had queued up.
These builds are identical, not identical, but effectively the same idea, except we have ARM versus Core as the two.
Yeah, interesting.
That's the main difference here.
It is interesting. I think these. It looks like Raxel's gonna look for a little bit early aggression. Bloatier's making so many cons as well.
Raxel's so much further ahead on this lab setup transition that he's got. He went solars instead of winds, and then went lab much faster. So we see 2 cons out for him, and now many, many goblins.
Yeah, I think Spodey. I'm not sure he planned to make this lab. Like he had like a whole like comm walk queued up before the lab, but maybe he was always planning to. I didn't seem planned. We'll have to see.
I think doesn't Bloatier just get in for free on the top
so,
side?
Surely.
Like, there's
so
no
many.
way that. And What's going to counter him? Wheelies? Really?
Well, they're gonna try.
Is that what we're going with here?
They're definitely going to try. You know, we're gonna.
But I mean, if they get into the back line, this will really disrupt TM's macro again, and that would be great for ABB. We have the wheelies coming out. Spodie's come moving forward, but there are like 15 rascals on their way to the back line, and the counterattack is just getting found out by 15 goblins.
There's a decent amount of goblins.
Blocking the back line up.
This is a little bit harder, I feel like, to do the same thing they did on flats, right? With the hard ground aggression.
They snuck through by they got through on the ground. So these are in, and then behind them there's more coming. The units turn around.
Flying Duck deciding to go
Mech
for the
goes down. Okay, lots of units showing up. Another mechs will go down. That should be the end of this. Another mechs. Ooh.
Broke the ankles of Autopilot's units, and all of a sudden, these little rascals...
No might be enough.
Yeah, the rubbers should be able to deny this. Ooh, mexes are turning off, actually. A little bit of awkward macro here from...
More mexes going down. Flying Duck, the Duck effect, man. This man is finding his damage.
Oh, wow.
So many mexes go down. Oh.
I mean, this is brutal. Flying Duck has actually killed so many mexes with these rascals. And look at the goblins in the south. There are so many on the way.
That expanding con is not in a good place. There's blitzers on their way to support it. The blitzers will be able to shoot the goblins. But that just delays the expansion. Just look at this map. APB has found a second wind after that game. And they are, once again, in a great position.
Does not look like Raxel wants to commit, although he's actually using the range of the goblins here to good effect, killing these blitzes without the blitzes.
Goblins have a shocking range for how cheap they are. Like, their range is absurdly long.
Oh, Raxel taking pretty good trades, really. This isn't really not that bad, I don't think, for Raxel at all.
And look how many more goblins are on their way. He is actually beating up these blitzes. This is probably an even cost fight at the moment. And he's taken out 3 blitzes for like 2 goblins. And is just fully delaying this expansion.
Yeah, well, I actually see TM does have some, and getting the radar's pretty big. But TM has some
down.
Units in the north. They are killing some mexes.
Yeah. But I mean, I think APB is very happy with this game state, and these blitzes are not solving this goblin problem.
Yeah, this fight is really bad for Otto here. The blitz is pushed up against the mountain,
the terrain, the terrain is killing him. He's losing so many. These goblins are just brute forcing forward. A con goes down. This LLT is not coming up in time.
I'm not sure Otto can do anything. I don't think, like, he's actually just traded so poorly, so terribly that
he needs to commit, but now it's like he's lost so many blitzes. He lost probably 7 or 8 blitzes to these goblins.
His commander's coming over to secure this medal, and he will secure the medal.
But his commander has to come over. That's like the problem. Lodia's commander hasn't left base. Another con goes down. The army's trading horribly still. If he gets in here, if he denies this LLT, if this LLT doesn't go up...
Even if it does, there's so many goblins here.
Just brute force, and 4 cons dead.
I mean, these goblins are dead, but they have paid for themselves, okay? They have killed so many blitzes. They have killed 3 cons, right? Like, I don't know.
As well as pulling the commander fully all over. Like, the expansion is so
Oh, the Janus actually killed multiple blitzes. Oh, man.
And we do see the C has been taken by both teams. Sashkarin has secured the center. Is going to be contested by Flying Duck. Ooh, this is possibly an overextend. Riptide is going to go down. He needs to focus fire the first one.
Okay,
but he's pulling back his reinforcements. But could be worse. Opportunity here, though, for Flying Duck to actually just walk onto the lab. But T2 is out. They're T2. There's no T2 yet.
Oh, man. Okay, I think we got a game here. This is definitely looking interesting. TM just now finishing the Geo. APB already having it done. I mean, what?
If we look at metal produced, there's a 10% lead. 3k metal at 7 minutes is not what you expect to see.
APB has woken up and decided to choose violence now after a rough early 3 games. Now looking in a much stronger position.
And we have Salamanders. They are opting for tempo play. They are not going to just
I like it a lot.
brute force macro.
We
see autopilot, airplay coming out. It looks like 3 T2 cons to me. But it's to set up. He's just enabling his T2 play.
Yeah, this is the infinite, let's make a few scouts, make a lot of transports. I like that Duck is denying these 3.1 mexes. It's actually kind of important that he does not let Sash have this.
Sash. Sash kind of just eating so much damage. Sash just lost 70% of his HP.
Duck, I think, could easily kill Sash's commander here, actually, just beaming him down.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to be a little careful with... Oh, Sash? I don't know about... I don't know about that, Sash. That's
Sash wants
crazy.
to comb walk him, but... Sash is spending a lot of resources on a lot of things.
Which, to be fair, it is a shared economy, right? His team does have those resources, but yeah, it is kind of like he needs to be getting a lot of value from this. Oh, he wants to finish this.
LLT takes a double kill on those cons.
He wants to finish this East-Door so he could comm walk this, but I mean, his health is already so low. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this game state. Salamander's beginning to go in. Spody might see them with his radar.
Yeah, he did get that spot.
Don't see any pings coming out though.
Funny enough,
but
he actually
he's probably in
saw
voice.
them.
Yeah. So they must be aware, but this could just sneak through into the back line. I mean, are we shocked though to see that energy per second has moved over again?
I mean, no, not really, but energy, you know, it's
not
important.
The most important stat. Yeah, it's not the most important.
I literally looked away. I did not think Sash would walk that. There is a Triton here.
I don't know.
Okay. And this should easily be able to kill a commander, actually.
Though, with cloaking? I don't know.
I don't know either, but look, I see the salamanders are actually hitting Spody's base.
Yeah, the salamanders are arriving.
Oh, Flying Duck trying to claim.
I don't know if you can do that,
yeah, I think you
especially not in range of the destroyer. Yeah, salamanders, the bigger brother of the Helios, are getting in.
Commander destroyed.
Okay, commander died. We're not surprised. We knew the commander was going to die.
Yeah, I mean the salamanders. Really, I'd like to see Bloater split them up and actually like go hit some of the north.
To be fair, grouping up, this actually enables him to get like into this back line and deal some more damage. We see a lot of quick shots coming out to try to deal with them.
Which they're high burst, but very fragile units. But it looks like they're going to be enough.
Going for the BP, I assume.
Oh, nice repair.
Oh, he actually kills a lot of the transports.
Oh yeah, wow.
But if transports will die, that almost all of the BP goes down. That is going to actually slow down the macro. And there are a lot more salamanders on the way. The Triton is out and about though.
They are getting TM is getting 2 comm corpses here off of the back of that Triton play, killing Flying Duck. I'm a little surprised we didn't see Flying Duck degun that.
Oh, wait, Flying Duck not going to contest the corpses? That's a bit surprising. Kind of just running into the teeth of the defense. I mean, this is 6.2 metal a second.
It's a lot, yeah, for sure.
I feel like go for that.
For claiming this
lab.
Oh,
T3 lab. Okay.
Okay, Bloater tempo.
The javelins. They're doing the raiders. They're doing the what is it called?
You told me.
They're doing Shivas.
They're making Shivas.
I thought he would go for the T3 Legion.
Oh. I mean, to be fair,
Shivas
are also quite good on this map. I feel like, right? There's a lot of different avenues you can hit from, just off the back of them being amphibious.
I guess so. I feel like this game state isn't Shivas though. This feels like you want faster raiding units. Like Marauders would also be a good choice in my opinion.
Oh man, these salamanders just straight up not fighting at all into these Tritons. Tritons is
yeah.
I think actually APP is struggling a little bit to find an avenue with these. I say that as Flying Duck is going to get a couple salamanders in.
As he finds an avenue.
Yeah, not really. I think finding the value that they're looking for.
And the gladiators are, yeah, they might be able to ping in for next.
Well, the gladiators are here, but, you know.
Ooh,
Well,
actually, this
one.
is maybe a bit of a reveal. Seeing the, banshees.
I killed a few titles. Now, this
Fortunately,
is...
Flying Duck not denying this high ground on the other side.
I feel like this is one of the important parts here of yes, you're going for this Shiva play, but you're against TM, right? You really need to make sure that you have air control so you can actually protect your Shivas. We don't want to see a Shuriken Cloud show up and, you know, just totally ruin your Shiva's existence. Ooh, flying the flak forward, just having died the Tritons.
Oh no, what?
APB no arm? Wait, are they core?
Ah! Oh my god, what does that mean?
Oh my, what does that mean? Hold on. You know what? That's for other people to figure out.
That's not our problem.
That's for other people to figure out. What do I do about that? I mean, oh man, that is a good point. None of us somehow noticed? Huh.
Yeah, we didn't do a faction comparison this time.
Well, what do you even do? I don't know. What do you even do? We're like 13 minutes in. I feel like both teams are going to continue playing. What can you do?
Yeah.
But
I mean, the Shiva, I guess that'll have to be resolved after the game ends. If TM wins the game,
this is gonna be messy. Anyway,
not our problem. We
not
are
our
just
problem.
here to talk about it.
Wow, this is gonna be messy. The Shivas are revealed and are gonna actually start popping the Navy a little bit here, which
it actually makes
important.
sense. I didn't think about that as the Shivas players to just, you know what, we send them to the island and ruin the Navy's day.
There's so many Tritons though. It's a little worrying.
The Tritons won't be able to do anything against the Shivas, right? And there's just a stream of Shivas coming, and this is like 10,000 metal in the water that's just going to die to these Shivas.
I do feel like, you know, this we've seen on this map enough.
We have to read.
Oh my god, this is... Look, Otto says nah, okay?
I mean,
look.
If TM says it's chilled, it's chilled.
There's no way. It sucks, and but this would... I mean, there's no way. This would be an actual crime, I feel like. I mean, but at the same time, it is the rule. But
I respect TM. I don't know if how they feel their game state is, but I feel like they must know this game state ain't it. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
Well, I guess that's the other side of it. You know what? Fuck it. Oopsie.
Oh, I mean, it is the rules, but to be honest, this is a very good game. I'm gonna be totally honest, this is a very good game.
It's gonna be such a lame way to end the series if this is how it ends.
I mean, really at this point, I mean, it is... Yeah, no way we stop. Thank you, Otto. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about.
Hang on, I depending on grammar there, that could be, no way we stop.
Nah. If both teams... Even this pause, though, is actually removing so much, like tempo and giving both teams time to reset. Even this pause is brutal for APB, I think.
Oh, okay, they play it.
Thank God. Thank God. You know what? If we had to read this, holy, I would be...
such a... But also such a unfortunate event here. Us not realizing... that early game.
I disabled Armada by default, fair. You know what? But still, I mean, yeah, we definitely feel like this should have been noticed earlier if we were going to force this I don't know. But it is definitely brutal. Shivas are going to get committed here on the naval position of Sash Korin, but, you know, APB with a lot of fighters, even if they are tier 1, actually, these are really not killing these tier 2 fighters.
These are tier 2, these are auto fighters, buddy.
Yeah, they're winning. APB is winning the air fight, but, I mean, really, it's like at what cost? Like, these tier 2 fighters are just not dying.
I mean, to be fair, this buys them a lot of time to get more air, right?
They need to full kick.
I do think the Shivas have to be committed.
Yeah.
Like, they need to just extend this, because now, as soon as this fight ends poorly, okay, we actually see Shivas of their own, but Bulwark coming out.
I mean, if Flying Duck hits the go button here, this Bulwark will get up. But I mean, it's how many Shivas? 6 Shivas? 7 Shivas? There's no way.
10 more in the queue behind them.
The army value
might not
advantage is
even go up.
200%. One abductor. I mean, you gotta commit. You gotta commit, Flying Duck. You can't. It's 2 abductors.
The Bulwark is taking so much damage. It's gonna be close. They're going to get onto the BP, right?
Oh, the fusion.
Fusion will die.
One fusion
if he can
goes
kill
down.
another fusion, maybe.
I think a second one goes down as well. Bulwark goes down.
That's more BPing.
Oh, maybe. No, he swapped out.
Bulwark goes down. He's trying to take out the T3, the air lab. The air lab goes down.
Otto's trying to calm walk.
That must be.
Yeah, it's so close. I mean, I think this is it. I think there's the Shivas are already on the lab.
If they get onto if they get the BP, it's completely over.
They're about to get the lab.
I mean, the damage is done. The damage is done. Like the fusions are gone. The BP is gone.
He needs to target the BP.
Is gone. The T3 lab is gone.
I mean, really, Flying Duck.
so
The moment he
close.
targets this BP, this whole
He
base
got some
dies.
of the BP. It's so close that he's barely keeping it up. Auto's dropping more, but the fusion, it's down. Fusion's dead. Fusion goes. That's the BP gone.
Oh my God! I think APB has done it. I mean, really, after that very awkward pause, kind of giving TM a lot of time to react to this, I think they've done it. Like, Otto's entire base is just gone.
The economy's gone. Like, any macro play that TM had is gone, and if TM doesn't have their macro play, I don't think they have anything left on this map.
Yeah, like, they have to back up, but
it's just coming.
It just doesn't matter. They're backing up because they can't contest the air at the moment, but they have so many Shivas. Just go somewhere else. Like, just go everywhere.
They cannot collapse the map. The map just collapses. The north of this map, Spodey's position cannot hold under the Shiva play.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure we see T2 air should be the next switch up.
Yeah, we really need to see some tier 2 air commitment from somebody on APB just to actually ensure that whatever reductors that were made cannot actually contest this. But yeah, even then, I'm not sure there's simply enough. Like, there's what, 4 or 5 abductors made? I don't think there's too many Shivas. Like, I don't think anything stops this.
Yeah, they need gunships or they need lichers at this stage, but there's no eco to do this. They just are not going to be able to hold this position on the map.
Yeah, Spodey's base is going down. The mexes are going down. I mean, I'm not certain that there's anything TM can do with the loss of all of their BP, all of their economy. There's just nothing they can do.
Yeah, not anymore. I mean, I think that they had to hold at the base, but the command is falling. The AGO is going to pop soon. The air control, they don't have any fighters left, and the Shivas are now going to start marching on the base. We have ticks coming out.
Junos are already made.
So,
like they're already pre-Junoing these ticks. They know the counter.
I think, is it Junos or is it a Juno plane?
Oh, I actually didn't see the plane. I don't know. Maybe it could be either. It actually could be either. I'm not used to that, but it could be either
Juno
one.
plane exists now.
It does. It does.
So
you're
many,
right.
There's so many Shivas that even the ticks can't even get close yet. Autopilot, we see having a full metal bar, possibly the first time in history. TM
Okay, I blinked and his base is back. Okay. Make a look at him.
Yeah.
He's frantically making metal swords just because they just can't spend their metal. Like, there's no BP anywhere.
But their map is collapsing. Like, the whole north now collapses under these Shivas if they don't walk down.
I mean,
the economic difference. I think we see Aphis going up for Blodia actually behind us.
Yeah, 800% army value and continuing to climb. Look, this is literally what I was saying at the start of this game. You gotta find these high tempo, high aggression plays and punish the greed. It's the only way to fight this team. It's the only thing that seems to show any signs of life. And APB is showing that.
2 in a row. I said reverse sweep. I don't know if I believe it yet, but
And
They're
this is
getting a lot closer.
definitely going to be the most drama-filled win, I think, in bar history. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on the players,
It's
but...
definitely up there. I can see a lot of people saying a lot of things
Yep.
depending on the outcome of this.
Yeah, this is going to be
Of the
real
next two
messy.
games.
This is going to be real. And you know what? Bloatier channeling his inner Skag with the LRPCs on the mid-island. Look,
That is very scaggy.
I like it. Well,
Wish you had a bit more build power though. But make it a bit faster.
we're going to see the wall of APB Shivas just slow walk their way south.
I don't think they can stop them.
I
still.
don't know how you stop it either.
They have 4 of their own Shivas. They're rezzing some Shivas, it appears, to go and assist. But the 2 bulwarks, as long as they don't run into the teeth of the resistance.
The thing is, it is Shivas, right? If there's one of these tier 3 units that looks at like something like 2 bulwarks and just kind of laughs, it's a ball of Shivas. Like they don't care.
That is true.
They'll just eat it alive. But like they'll just walk over it.
But
Especially
at
when
this
they're
stage, I mean,
misnumbered.
they have no need to hard commit, right, with the LRPCs being built.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they are just building more Shivas. The solution to every problem, more Shivas. Though Bloatier, apparently in his freefall mode as well, sitting up 2 8
Oh my god, oh my
Phoenixes.
god, the Phoenixes
Just
just hitting and
gutted
deleting
and-
Otto's base.
Resign comes on. I think Phoenix is possibly the most oppressive bomber.
God,
Yeah,
look at
not
that.
really a bomber. Not sure what to call them.
Yeah, I don't know what to call them
Laser
either,
plane. Ground assault plane.
but Flying Duck? with
Flying
the
duck
cow?
effect.
Okay, I mean, that early game of the Goblins versus, versus Autopilot, that was just not, like, Goblins versus Blitzes, good micro, not even close. Like, that was just
We
terrible.
saw just the numbers of goblins that come out. If you don't get a good angle onto them, they are such a snowbally unit because they have such range. Their accuracy bad. Their damage, nothing to write home about. But when you have 20 of them shooting at you and you can't hit them,
Oh, you're reading the,
it is funny that it could have been rovers instead of
Yeah.
rascals.
Yeah. It is kind of funny. Like, I finished typing. I predict there'll be no drama from this at all. And then immediately after.
I mean, it has to be. There has to be drama. If TM loses, there's going to be drama.
Oh, man.
Let alone faction picks. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess they chose to play on.
That is true. It was kind of TM's call. It
And I
was.
respect that. Like,
I
fair
do
play
as
to
well.
them. No one can give them any, like, they must have felt that game state was not great for them, but they would play it out.
Oh, for sure. They knew they were in a bad position and they still played it out. And that is actually, like, we do respect that. It does really suck that, very technically, very really, APB is kind of cheated that game, right? They did actually they did not follow the rules and did cheat.
Yeah.
And I will say that it was cool that TM was willing to play out what was looking like a very good game. You know what?
Yeah,
that was a good game.
It's one of those where it's so difficult to say because does having ARM change that early game?
Maybe. Honestly, it could.
Maybe. That's
Maybe.
the problem, is that, like, maybe. Is Bloatier the ARM player?
Yeah,
You
right.
have
I would
rovers
assume.
instead of rascals.
I would assume.
Because you're not going to put ARM into the water, right? So maybe the early game's worse. Maybe it's better. Only reason we lost it.
No! Like,
True.
leave the drama in the lobby.
I love it.
I actually kind of hard disagree with Otto on that one. I think the Goblins gave a pretty big lead at the start. For
I mean,
APB.
I think he's being a bit facetious there.
Like, I do think he's not. He's
I
not
think
entirely wrong.
I think he
but-
can say. To be fair, I think the fact is that they technically did get cheated against. They
I agree.
are-
No, they did. It's not even technically they did, right? They straight up did.
They
But
practically and in every way got cheated
Look,
against.
look.
But
complaining after you say we play on, that's where it's like, okay, you guys did have the decision to say.
I say they are free to complain about this forever. But I respect them playing on and not taking the forfeit win of the entire tournament. That is the real one. But yes, now you get to have the old debate and chat about Cortex versus Armada. Which faction is more OP?
Like, okay, now I'm being blamed for. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You deserve this.
That's
blame.
crazy that
Where's
I'm
your
now
API?
being blamed. Look, it may seem like, you know, my feet are up and I'm just watching bar, but I actually do have to run several things in the stream. You know, I'm typing to people between games, even at the start of games. It's kind of on the players to do this. It is on the players to do this and follow the rules.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But
yeah, let the tournament organizer, who's
sure.
not us,
for sure.
and the players discuss. We are merely here to watch. To be fair, this is ironically the first game that I didn't go around checking every commander to see if we got the matchups again.
See, I did, where I was moving the camera between which I think actually I think Volshock was saying that he noticed it early when I was moving the camera around. But that is like totally autopilot. I'm looking at other things. I'm not even looking at my screen when I'm bouncing between like the starting.
Autopilot's playing the game, Lost. How can you
True.
blame autopilot?
True. I blame everybody. Okay, I blame everybody, except for myself. I've decided that I'm not blaming myself. I'm confidently not blaming myself. But it looks like we're gonna be here for a moment. Okay, there's a bit of arguing happening.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for a moment, as the bar drama is now shockingly, well, to nobody expected it, but it is shockingly now popping off.
Yeah, the drama has begun. Welcome to the Drama League. I guess we're not quite up to where the BPL was.
Not quite. Not quite. And yeah, honestly, maybe like going forward, it might be a better idea to have one of the tournament organizers in the lobby at the start of the game and actually looking like, okay, make sure everybody is following the rules, it's the correct faction. Because I mean, this has happened multiple times now, right? With like, there's been multiple different teams, there's been multiple different like players that have accidentally selected the wrong faction.
Yeah.
And it has happened. It has happened enough now that like, okay, maybe just have an organizer here and check it at the start, because you know, like, Hells and I are not doing nothing. We're a little busy. It is. We are not the organizers. It is not on us to do this.
I'll be honest, technically, I'm not doing a whole lot.
Okay.
You're doing a lot. But it's not part of my job description.
Yeah, true,
So
true.
I was not even thinking about it.
We're here to yap, okay?
So-
We're not here to check the rules. That's not our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Zeeberg is gonna talk to both team captains, and we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But
But overall, I mean, that's definitely heightened up the series. Right?
Yeah, it's not
3-1 into a game completely winning state, technically 3-2, but possibly a disqualify, so a 4-1, so the tournament ends on... We'll see!
Yeah, it is actually kind of funny, like, actually how good that game was. That was actually a super interesting game.
Yeah.
And the map state was looking like really cool off of that goblin trade was super interesting at the start. I've never seen the goblin versus blitz like fight like that. And
Yeah.
it with well microed, it wasn't close. Like at all. Like I thought maybe it was a little close. It wasn't close at all.
Yeah. There's a new copy pasta starting last.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? Look, at least they've forgotten all the old copy pastas. Okay, they've forgotten the old ones. That's what matters. All right, because the old
Where's
ones are worse.
Varuna when you need them?
Look.
Varunda, sorry, that's the one.
Varunda, yeah. Where is Varunda? Fucking shit. I'm calm. I'm fine, guys. Okay, you know what? We're
There's
all
nothing
calm.
to see,
There's
huh?
no drama. Yeah, exactly. I heard the casters tell the admins that if they tried to enforce the rules, they would go on strike. That is true. We did say that.
Confirmed. We are here to watch bar, not watch drama. That is correct.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so they're still figuring it out. I hope they play on. I mean, you know, it is true that the rules, by the rules, they did lose that. But I hope they play. I hope they play on, just because it would be cool to see the set go the whole distance. But cast the drama, not a chance. All right, you guys will see this in 3 minutes. Not a chance will I show this lobby. Oh my god, you don't even understand. There's not a chance.
Yeah, no, there's... It's very unfortunate because I think we kind of came into this matchup being like, man, TM's just a little bit too dominant. APB looking very shaky. And then the first 3 games go kinda exactly how we think they're going to go. We see TM just kinda spank APB in every game state. And then...
Yeah,
the turnaround
yeah, for
happens.
Sure. And I really like that APB. I'm actually a little confused why APB didn't do this sort of playstyle earlier. Like, did they just have builds for those maps that they didn't want to do? I guess Supreme, right? You really can't do something like that. Or Barrier.
Yeah, it's
really.
kind of the maps go against you. Carrot's so big that they tried this tempo play of Mass T3. They tried the even faster Marauder and got shut down. So it's like the maps are now a little bit smaller
Yeah, but
in
even this,
Erebos Lake, Flats and Forest.
The early game rating aggression is going far more in APM's favor, or APB's favor than it has basically in any of the other games.
I think they've switched up that they were trying to almost play in TM's style, where the players were doing their own thing and Bloodier was doing all the macro, but nothing was holding up quite as well. But now that they've given the players a bit more agency, we see the goblins doing insane work. We see the blitzers getting the run-bys.
Yeah. And, it really, like, that's actually been kind of interesting to see. Like, APM's just APB. I can't do it. I see 2 APMs in the lobby. I can't do it. There's just a 1B. I gotta get over the APB. Just they got some coffee or something, and their rating is just really turned up, and they've gotten so much value off of it. Yeah. We're still looking like we're figuring this out as like you know like. It is in the rules. TM is in the right that technically that was a disqualification, right? Like APB. APB.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's going to. My guess is if by the rules of the tournament, that's a disqualification, and I think it should be held that way if TM wants that to be the case.
And it looks like they do. To be honest, after the previous
reading it,
after I'm a little surprised they let the game go on. I guess it was a cool game, and I do actually appreciate that they let that game go on. But I'm a little surprised that they wouldn't want to finish out the set.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the win of the tournament,
True.
right? Like
True.
it is what it is. You get another tournament win. Disappointing, obviously, for everyone else,
for sure.
But they are the party that got slighted.
It's up to TM. I think it is actually, which sucks. It shouldn't be. You know what? It does suck that it's up to TM because no matter what, they look like the bad guy here, right? Like
that is unfortunately the case. Like by the rules of the tournament, but I think the problem is no one doesn't want the series to continue.
Yeah, we all want to watch. These are great games. We all want to watch these games now, but it is like totally unfair to TM for that. Like it's totally unfair.
And that's where the and it's unfair to TM because they they did not break the rules, so
Yep.
they are well in their rights to take a disqualification win. But I do think I haven't read the rules, I haven't seen the rules. But if there's any room for discretion and they have to choose to take the win, they are entirely within their right to take the win. People will obviously give them.
No matter
grief for
what,
it.
Hells, no matter what, I think we can confidently say that this drama is going to be here and last for quite some time. Okay, like
Yeah, we've been a part of another piece of bar history
This
of
is
this drama.
bar history
Welcome
drama
to
in the making. Oh, man.
Bar tournament rules getting crystal clear. This isn't the first time, but this is definitely the most egregious case we've seen of
It's
like
so
how the tournament will play
unfortunate.
out.
The fact it's a grand finals too, when it's just so unfortunate. Like it happened earlier, and it was like in the qualifiers, and it was like, okay, this sucks, whatever, we could fix it. But the grand finals is so brutal.
But that's even more argument, right, for TM. Like, it is on APB. They should not have made this mistake.
I think partially it is also maybe the organizer. Look, I don't want to throw shade, but maybe I think an organizer needs to be in
partially
the
it could be organizers,
right,
it could partially be us, the really...
I take
bit of a stretch,
no
in my
responsibility.
opinion.
How dare you? I take
But, I will give the argument some credit that, like,
No.
maybe we should have paid a bit more, like, acuity to the factions.
I will take that
But-
that responsibility and throw it in the trash where it belongs. All right, that new drama being created right now.
Casters revolt against expectations.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I do think that, like, if the tournament plays on, then, like, all props to TM, but I also
puts
think TM is entirely
it puts
in
them
their
in
right to take this win. It's just such an unfortunate case that we finally have a series going on. We finally see TM getting pushed a bit, pushed possibly to their limit in the last two games. And this is how it's going to end. I also don't think that, like, just saying that they chose to play on is not a reason to get the DQ win. I see the argument, but they had no time to think about it. They were not presented with the rules in front of them.
They shouldn't have to. Realistically, TM shouldn't have to.
Nothing is on TM, in my opinion, for having to suffer here. But we're not tournament organizers. We don't run the thing. We are just casters.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, we're just talking with our own views and opinions. So, yeah, maybe at some point, once a decision is made, Zeeberg will have to hop on and explain what the plan is. But
can you imagine what that Discord call sounds like right now? My God.
I'm happy it doesn't involve
My
me.
God.
I'm happy to be the fly on the wall.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I don't like that I just saw Bloatier go offline though. I don't like that. That's got connotations.
Yeah, that might be a sign. There's a possible sign here, but we will wait on the information from the organizers, or what we get told at some point. What you get told more specifically.
Look,
you're the main one.
I'm just here running the camera, okay? That is what I'm here doing. Oh!
Hang on.
It's looking grim. Oh. Yeah, that's true. Can we have somebody else come take the No, Hells, don't put me out there. What's wrong with you? Alright, we're gonna get the organizers to come in and actually Sash, do we do any interview? Do we want to do an interview after that? Woo!
Well, that's the thing of All Blades, there isn't really precedent. And generally, whenever anything... Like, I can't think of anything quite comparable. We've had, like, cases of the rules being bent with, like, player substitutions and stuff, but nothing in this sort of condition.
I think it's definitely
generally
worse,
it's forgiving, but yeah.
Well, we're just waiting on the organizer to show up, but temper your expectations. It's looking a little grim. It's looking a little grim, boys. Why would we need to look when the responsible parties are casting the game? Okay, this guy. Hold on. Can we ban that guy?
Get him quickly. Get him out of here.
Oh my god. Is so typical. Look, Hells. Oh, we got Zeeberg. There we go. Fun moment, I think, for you. How's it going?
Yeah.
Are you?
Okay. Have you told the stream what's happened?
Oh no, that's your job. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we all just saw what happened. That there were two core commanders being chosen, and not a ARM core and Legion. During the game, we decided to play on. But after the game, the discussion happened, and fair enough, the rules have been pointed out. That if we are following the rules, and that's what we should do, we should always fall back on the rules of the tournament. But then this game would be a loss. If it hasn't been noticed after 5 minutes, the game will be a loss. And after deliberating with the players and with TM, we have decided that we have to follow the rules. And last game, even though it has been won by APB, will count as a loss. So TM has won the series.
Yeah, kind of. I think kind of expected based on what we were seeing. A little sad. It would have been cool to see the whole series. You know, I think it was definitely looking like a very interesting kind of comeback for APB. But I do kind of get where TM is coming from. That the rules are there. You got to follow them. It sucks for sure, but
it does. It
Yeah.
does. I would have loved to see more games, but it is what it is.
Well, I think if we are gonna have a little bit sadder, I think in this case, so we are gonna have potentially get these TM guys in here and talk about how they're doing after that game, after that set. Let's and we're gonna do literally everything we can to not talk about the drama. That's what we're gonna do, because again, it is not TM's fault. It is.
No, yeah, we have to follow the rules. It's just the way it is.
Well, let me see if I can find him. We're gonna get him in here, and we'll talk about a little bit at the end there. But again, it is sad for all of us. Sad that we aren't gonna see these. Man, almost come back, but yeah, man, it was cool. I don't know, Zeeberg, how are you feeling about Legion in this? You've been watching these games, and you've been playing in them. How are you feeling in this? I'm kind of curious.
How am I feeling about it? I think it was a good tournament to see what the status of Legion is right now. I think the biggest conclusion that we can take is that there are certain unit compositions and units that do need some tweaking.
Yep.
Like C has been dominated by Legion, and the other factions. I forgot the name of the unit. What's the unit called? The scout unit of the
goblins.
Legion? No, the
wheelies.
Oh, wheelies. Oh, sad.
The sea.
Oh wait,
Hippocampus.
the hippocampus. Yeah, hippocampus.
Hippocampus, yeah. With this impulse that it can slow units that are turning.
Yep.
It seems like it might have some advantages over the other scout units.
Yo guys.
Hey, there we go.
Hello.
We got
Oh,
Sash in
look,
here.
yes.
Look,
Yeah.
kind of a sad ending to this, but how are you guys feeling after those games?
I know it's a strange feeling because we've won well, following rules. That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no feeling about it. Just that's how it goes sometimes.
How you feeling about the how is TM feeling about the tournament overall? What are you guys thinking? Like Legion, like we were just talking about Zeeberg, and he was pointing out a few units. He was like, not sure the balance is too clean on, but how are you feeling?
I think the worst part is like playing Willis versus Rover or Rascal. This is like really bad. Also, Goblin feels strange because it's really good, but at the same time it's really bad. And it's like, well, I don't know. It's probably needs some reworks and needs to be more like ground pawn. Also, there are many confusions. Like I pointed that out on one game, on Supreme. It was probably yesterday maybe, and I was really unhappy that I couldn't know how much HP this enemy commander has because it just the model does not get darker. Like it stays the same. It's green, and you can't say like, oh, is it like dark, or is it like 20% or 80 or 50? You can't say that. But it's like as a professional player, you can easily guess, is Armada like commander, is it like 10% or 20 or the core, and it really matters a lot. And it was like a really hard confusion. Also, if we touch models more, some models, for example, like Max, if Max dies, then if you're like zooming out or like zooming in, but you can't say if the Max is alive or not, because the model is not made in the way that you can see it easily, like it is for Core or Armada. And like overall, I would say Legion Tier 2 is very good, especially the vehicle one. The Medusa is very overpowered, it's the best unit in the game. If you have enough micro to micro it basically, it's really unstoppable. Yeah, just yeah, Legion is overall okay, but not in Tier 1. Tier 1 kinda just doesn't work in team games mostly, but maybe Goblins can work early game. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a lot of super valuable information, I think, actually, for the Legion balancers, right? Because I know, you know, just recently Legion was like feature complete, right? It had received all its units, and now it's probably going to be focusing more on the balance end of it. So actually getting this high level like Legion experience, I think, is kind of important. But well, I know I see we got a Chisato in here as well. How are you feeling with Legion? Pretty mirrored Sash's feelings, or?
Me?
Yeah,
I was
you.
recently learning the Legion unit names when I was playing the qualifiers. And like, when I was playing on the qualifiers, I was like, what unit is this? I wanted to make Helios, and I made the Curians on accident. That's my experience with Legion.
Makes sense.
A lot of fun.
Did you enjoy Legion, or like did you enjoy playing their units, learning it, or how you feeling?
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot making maxes on 1.5 and making a lab and then installing on the lab.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, there's a billion units on my base. A fun experience, yeah.
I bet. You know, you get to play that specific bar, you know, turny play style. When you're not the one in the driving seat, you know, you kind of have to wait for the person driving to let you play with some toys. But that's kind of how that goes. But
also about C, I want to talk about this more. This hippocampus is too overpowered.
Yeah,
it's
that
like
unit's crazy. I don't know.
It's too good of a unit. It's like the worst part is how's this thing called that he's like basically like stopping you from moving at some point? Is
Impulse. Yeah.
Impulse. Yeah, it is so annoying. And it's same for the other Legion unit from the bot lab. It's Goblin, right? It should be deleted from the game because tier 1 unit that costs 25 metal like Goblin should not have it. It's too overpowered. And the unit from the C lab that costs 120 should never have it in the life ever possible. And we actually talked about this a year ago with the Legion developers who were making the balance for that game. Did not actually hear us out and did not fix it. It's still in the game, it's still all these impulses, and even the new added Legion C still has it, which makes a little confusion because pro players were asking the developers or the balance people who were like doing the balance to just delete it or fix it in a way that it doesn't work as it works right now. Also, besides that, it's just really confusion that like a frigate is like still in damage like a destroyer. I don't know. It's like this Organaut is basically shooting you with the how's it called?
The torpedo?
The torpedo. Yeah, it's really like lots of confusions. I think the third faction shouldn't be so different to all other two factions. Like there's so many differences between them. Like
I think
it's
that ship is
insane.
probably sailed at this point. I don't know if that Pandora's box has been opened, and I don't know if it's gonna be closed. But I definitely agree. Like the hippocampus, like early impulse, just being totally dominating every other like early C lab is kind of probably gonna get looked at. I would assume at the end of this. Especially as I think now, you know, Legion moves more into more of a balance focused like state, I guess, or well, trying to balance it, I guess. I one thing I did want to ask is specifically on Barrier Reef. I saw that you guys were really heavily prioritizing the overcharged mexes, and I feel like that really kept you guys in the game after losing a lot of mexes. How are you guys feeling about that mex? Is that like you just build it everywhere? You build like it's hard to see on some maps.
The priority is obviously to build it on 2.5 max, which is located in the middle, and that's why our main base is located closer to the middle, so we can instantly upgrade this max. The previous strat actually was to just spawn on the very edge of the spawn box and then instantly upgrade all these maxes, but we actually ended up just building our base on the free max cluster, and the point is, your mexes are not going to die this torpedo bombers as well, and they're really producing a lot.
Yep.
And with this tidal economy, you're just never getting like lower eco than your enemy, and that was the point. I feel like
that makes sense. I think that was one thing we saw from TM versus a lot of the other teams in this was the more prioritizing the overcharged mix. Like a lot other teams are making it every now and again, it seemed, but not nearly to the extent that you guys seem to be making it. And I was just curious the thought process behind it.
It's also a really powerful max, and if we touch that theme as well, I think this should not be in the game as well. This tier 1.5 max, it's a really confusing part. Or like, how's it gonna be introduced into 8v8 gameplay? Let's say I'm playing front on Rosetta, the very middle spawn, and I have to like walk front, and obviously like my max is gonna be like 8.0 after I make it from that 10.0 max. And then I just instantly upgrade it without even walking with my commander out, and I get instantly 20 max. Is it good? Like, is that what developers really wanted us to do? To always go Legion on that spawn and to not have any variability? What about other maps in general? It's a really confusing part, and such big differences between factions should not be in the game, considering the entire core of the game with the Cortex faction and the Armada. They're very well, they're kind of different with some of the parts, with some of the defenses, some of the units, but they're never different completely, entirely. There are no new complete mechanics, only like some mechanics like EMP maybe, that's about it. But besides that, they're really close to each other, just some really small differences. Something like Armada Con is gonna cost less, but is or like and then he's gonna have less build power as well, or whatever. Like some small parts, but it shouldn't be huge. And all these new additional updates, new additional units, new additional mechanics, they're nice, they're good, but there's so many of them, and they're compacted into this faction, and really makes this really powerful. You have so many things in your faction. You have tier 1.5 max, you have napalm, you also have lots of things like cluster artillery, you have drones, there's so many more things. Oh, also the destroyer from Legion also has some kind of laser. I don't know how it's called.
The heat ray, yeah.
Forgot. Heat ray, and there's so many heat ray things in that. Well, it is in the core tier 2 bot lab. It's Salamander, but just one unit, because the entire system is really powerful. The hit ray is really good, which just is too powerful. That's why at some point when Salamander was too good, developers fully just nerfed it, and now it's kind of like a useful unit, but not really. So that's how powerful it is. And all these Legion units, they have it, but the entire unit is not getting fixed. So like the mechanics is too OP, and the unit is not being fixed, and that's also the problem. There are more things you
Oh,
can
I
add
don't
up
doubt
to that.
it. I
But
honestly don't doubt it.
I think it's a problem of adding too many things. You could add 2 more factions and split like Napalm into some like fire faction, I don't know, and some, I don't know, drones into more of a like, I don't know, AI made machine faction or whatever. But all in one faction is too powerful, just too powerful.
I'm pretty sure after this, I know now that again Legion is complete and balance is going to be looked at more. I'm pretty sure there will be, you know, like, the balance team has balance consultants that are generally high level, you know, bar players. I'm sure now that all this experience is out and there's been a lot of good feedback, I'm sure they will be willing to take into account a lot of these things. I'm not sure how much we'll be willing to change, because who knows, really. But I'm sure there's going to be a hard look at balance for Legion in the next coming, well, time basically until they full release. But how about you know, if we have to, you know, change gears a little bit here, how are you guys feeling about these larger 8v8 maps on these small teams? I know this is kind of like turning to like a bit of a trend after the last Omega series. You think this is a good trend? Would you like the small commie maps or harder commie maps back, or what are you thinking?
There should be always variability between maps. I, as a map, usually I've been making maps for a year for 1v1 tournaments, and I've been always trying to introduce small maps, larger maps, like a large map, medium, average map. Like, there should be variability between all of them. There shouldn't be just one of a kind. And if it's just one of a kind for the entire tournament, it is not good. We're being honest. It's not good. I've said it to Zeeborg or whoever was making on the map pool. It is not going to work as you intended to work, because co-op will still be on. And even if you put the taxes on, which will be a hugest mistake for like making the tournament, but even if you do, we're still gonna find some ways to co-op, because it's just the entire game is structured around co-op. And even we saw like on map like Flats, we've been playing, and well, we weren't really successful there, but the entire plan is to just have one commander who just boosts out cons and expands with them, and other commanders build their lab afterwards, after all making their own max, and after some solar boost for the main player, for the economy player. And yeah, and we saw that basically for every single map. Just that's how you're gonna play every map, basically the same way, and there's nothing you're gonna do to change it. And basically with that, you just lower the variability of people, like making some different builds, creating some new strats, making some great plays, which would be like remembered like for the future. But if you make like a huge maps, it's just gonna be like a mono spam of medium tanks, scouts, and it's just basically like a 1v1 gameplay. There's not big of a difference, just a bit of co-op at the start, and like after that you just play your medium tank, scout, and it's not really that great in my opinion. Better if you would have average maps, like I don't know, some maps where you can co-op or make some like greater plays, just like I don't know, doing some free-man comp drop, or I don't know, just doing some better plays for sure. Like doing the exact same build order for every single map doesn't look that great.
Yeah, I think we
was
missed
the only
some,
map where we did
And
different was on Supreme.
Can I
Go ahead,
talk
Zeeberg.
about why we decided to make some big maps?
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear this.
Vary the maps up. We had the experience of last year's faction wars, where there were more smaller maps, especially compared to what we've chosen this year. and we saw and we had many complaints about the commie play, that there were two commanders just walking up one lab, and basically every game looked the same way. There was one lab being built, and it was often going into T2 in that one lab, and then making the one or two at that time overpowered units that would win the game. So we had to think about how we could change it this year to see if we can force players to make at least 2, maybe 3 labs, so that we could see every faction build the units. We were thinking about doing, like you said, an easy tax maybe, or other type of taxes in the game, but that didn't feel right. It felt like taking away of what the game actually was. So the idea was to make bigger maps. That way, hopefully, forcing players to build labs, and hopefully see less of the commie-based play. Of course, better players will always find a way to co-op in these maps, but we don't want to take away from what the game really is. I don't think we have to put extra taxes or modifications in the game modes to try and force something that people want to see. So the bigger maps were hoped to be a way to force more labs. It didn't really work out. By looking at the games that have been played, there was still also quite a lot of co-oping, and a lot of the games were pretty similar. So we saw the maps that played in a similar way. But it's something that we'll take with us for the next tournament, especially for the next station wars.
Yeah, I know we saw it being kind of a fun map picked, I think, in a Mega Series, and I think, but no, maybe not. I think it was just actually a Mega Series. They picked Great Divide, being one of these tiny little hard co-op maps, but also giving us some of like the funniest, most entertaining games that we ever get. And it is, you're right, it is kind of like, okay, you do have like 4 commanders spawning next to each other and they're all right-clicking the same lab, some of them are walking. It's like, you know, you don't want to see that non-stop, but you also, like what Sash is saying, you don't really want to see, okay, one dude's making a lab, no mexes, and then 20 cons just on repeat, right? Like, the balance is important there.
Yeah.
But...
we had a lot of fun in Omega too, with thinking of cool strats for the small maps. But we wanted to try different this tournament. We wanted to see if choosing big maps would cause a difference in gameplay.
Yeah, and you know, it seemed like it did, but it was just like that. It ended up being similar in that it was just kind of a singular build that just reached this I don't want to say meta because that doesn't seem like the correct word, but it like one build basically just became like the build that we're just going to do every map.
Yeah.
Which, you know, but all right, if anybody,
it's the only way.
Hmm?
It's the only way I think to be able to see what the state of the game is, and what these big maps actually provide for gameplay experience in these tournaments, because there's a lot of people screaming, there's a lot of people spending a lot of time to find out what the best strats are. You're not going to be able to find that on a normal pub game because people are not coordinated. They just play their own game.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
We live, we learn, and we can take these lessons for the next tournament.
For sure. I mean, that's one thing that bar tournaments have been doing basically since I have been playing bars. They've just been constantly improving. You know, these things happen and we learn from them, right? And that's, we do better next time. That's how it always is. But if that's it, if we have any questions, Hells, I don't know if you have a question for Sasher or Trisato here, or Zeeberg, or you, anybody. Otherwise, I think we might.
It's my turn now to speak.
yeah. Give me shots.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys have used up all of your minutes.
I'm almost falling asleep. I'm questioning my life choices. It's 3 a.m. and I'm listening to this guy yapping for 30 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You know.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
My only complaint is the choice of the map pool was questionable. I feel like the majority of the maps chosen, they are very one-dimensional in the early game stage, because big maps that are very open, without any choke points, it really leads to very monotonous like Tech 1
Yeah.
spam gameplay. I'm particularly not an enjoyer anymore. I don't play the game much, and my ping is very high, so it makes a huge difference for me. Impacts my gameplay in a negative way because there's a huge input delay on my scouts. And yeah, like you don't see like the units, the gameplay is very volatile early in the game. Like a few scouts raiding in can decide the game outcome, and I feel like that's not really healthy for the game. So personally, I would like some different maps like that have some choke points or just different instead of just being all open with maxes everywhere like flats and carrots. A
Yep.
good example would be Angel Crossing, maybe.
Angel
It's a
Crossing's cool.
relatively it's a big map, but it's not open. It's not really maxes everywhere, so you see a lot of units being built there. I I don't know if there's any other map. I don't have the game open right now, but I'm sure there are a lot of other options.
I think Angel Crossing's a
Yeah,
good point, though. It is like a very varied
yeah.
like terrain. It's a high macro map, and it's been played a lot in tournaments at this point, and it is always generally like
Map
fun
that
games.
has a lot of tactical choices rather than just mono sprimming Tech 1 units and click into the enemy base, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You're not a big fan of
It's
the brute walls, which fair,
yeah.
understandably, understandably.
I feel like that's yeah. And uh Shash was complaining about Legion, but like I feel like there's not been enough professional games with Legion being played, so that's why it's imbalanced at the moment. So I feel like that's why we're playing tournaments with Legion, I guess, for
This
the
will help.
purpose of balancing.
And honestly,
Like,
the
I
criticism.
assume some of the units are gonna get nerfed, right?
Oh, for sure. These
Like,
criticisms are
I
important,
don't.
right?
I
Like,
didn't even know what the hippopotamus was until a few days ago. Like, I think you know this, but I avoided every single C map because I don't play C, and
Yeah,
much
we were
less play
wondering.
Legion C. Actually, I don't even play bar much nowadays, so that's why.
Look,
Yeah.
that's fair, man. That's fair. You know, I actually vote. Can we rename that unit to the hippopotamus now? I would
Hippopotamus?
I would
Yeah,
prefer
that
that,
would be
please.
great.
That's
What's
awesome.
the actual name? I
It's a
said
hip-
hippopotamus.
It's
What's the modern
It's
name?
the hippocampus.
Hippocampus,
Hippocampus.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
No, no,
I
hippopotamus
just
is
sounds
so
like
much better.
hippopotamus.
Please, that's great.
Bring back Lobber. Lobber is such
I
a better
agree,
name
that was
than
such a good
Satar.
name.
It was such a great
Same
name.
with
and they
Centaur
just...
versus Phobos. Centaur
Yes,
was also really
yes, yes.
good.
I
Yeah.
agree.
But all right, boys, I think we're gonna call it there. Okay, you know what? It was fun watching some good games. It was interesting seeing you know, the high level Legion play. But I think we are gonna call it there. And you know, thank you for the interview, thank you for the games, and you know, Zberg, thank you for organizing. I know this didn't, I think, end the way anybody wanted, but it was still we saw some good games, and we appreciate that. So.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for casting.
Oh, for sure. But that is it for us. We will see you guys next time. I think, if I remember right, Alpha Cup coming up. I think that's the next tournament. Guys, look out. This is going to be some fun stuff. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for us.